Mabusai. Good afternoon. Hi, Shipwrecks. Hello. Good afternoon. I didn't say good morning this time. I actually did not wake up too long ago, but I'm tired. I'm so tired, chat. I'm so incredibly tired. Anyways, I hope you all are doing well today. I've been really busy. The first thing I did when I woke up was make my coffee, walk, nori, and then I went to do schoolwork. And then I came here to stream. I need a break. I have about a week and a half left of classes, and then I'm free. I am free! I am so free! I'm so free after. Free for like a month, and then I'm back in the trenches again. But we don't talk about that yet. That's future Poseidon's problem. But yeah, anyways, we're gonna be reacting to One Piece today because I love Pokemon, but I want to start reacting to other stuff. Like, I kind of want to react to like history of like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or like Magic and stuff really soon. So we'll see. We shall see how that goes. But yeah, as for what's been going on recently, if you guys don't know, I did post a teaser on my Twitter account yesterday. If you're not following me on Twitter, by the way, it's Poseidon Mythos. Please go follow me. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I don't think it's a secret that I do have a new outfit on its way. So, and I'm gonna be debuting it on my anniversary, my 2-year anniversary. I'm so excited. 2 years is crazy, but we'll talk about that more as the days go by. But I hope everybody's having a great holiday season. As for me, I've just been really busy. I honestly don't even know. I don't even think I have I don't have much time to just enjoy the season right now. I feel like all I've been doing is working, but it's all good. It's all fine. I am just trying to get through it so I can do subathon. Yeah. Of your model? Thank you. Thank you. I actually haven't had a new model in over a year. A new outfit in over a year. Good luck with Poker Rogue. Yes, we're gonna be playing some Poker Rogue later. I'm excited. We're gonna test my VGC skills. You're my number 3 streamer on my Twitch recap. Aww. You know who was on my Twitch recap? Who was in my top 5, which I was like kind of shocked about? It was Zeus. Zeus was on my top 5. I was like, oh. Yeah, I miss her lots. I was actually just talking to her the other day. Great times. Oh, you know why? I need someone in chat. I can't remember who it was. Somebody had recommended me a really good ergonomic chair, and then Mother Rail was just like, Sai, what chair do you want? And I forgot what it was. But it was like $500. And I'm like, Mother, you want to buy a $500 chair for me? And she's like, of course, you're my daughter. Merry Christmas. So maybe I'll get one of those nicer chairs instead of those like dinky $90 chairs. Celebrate getting done for the holidays. Get a case or something. Brother, I want to get a case of EVO 3 from One Piece, but I can't find that shit anywhere. Rena Uta, thank you so much for the follow. You're the one who mixes my covers, right? Thank you for dealing with my voice. I'm not musically talented, but I do my best. I really want to get a case of EVO 3 so bad, but I don't know. I literally cannot find anywhere that is selling it. Like, I told myself that was going to be my Christmas present to myself, but man. I have to ask one of my friends. One of my friends might have access to an EVO 3 case, but what are you saying? What are you talking about? I mean, I'm not musically talented. I feel like I had to work to get like a decent singing voice, and even then I feel like it's still so decent. I don't think it's like crazy you know? I feel like I've improved a lot over the last few years, so singing's definitely not easy. It's funny because I'm Filipino, right? And like the big Filipino stereotype is that Filipinos are musically talented, and I'm like the very few that aren't. And then the rest of my family is just like musically talented, and I'm just like, I wish I was born with those genes. No, I've been singing for a long time, but I've never done it like, I don't know, quote unquote professionally. I've released like a few covers in the past, but they were all like done on my Blue Snowball, mixed in Audacity, cannot hit a note for my fucking life. But I feel like I'm a lot better now. I'm a lot better now. All good, don't worry about that. Thank you. Brenda does a great job. Great job. I need to find an EBO 3 case. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's a One Piece set. It's called EBO 3. It's Extra Booster 3. And it's literally the waifu set, okay? There's so many great cards in it, and I want them all so bad. But it's so hard to find in English. At least a case for pre-order. I can look it up right now. Dude, I can't. How much is this? Brother, I don't have that much money to cough up. I'm sorry. I can get a Japanese case for $700, but what am I gonna do with a Japanese case? I can't play it. I can't play it! I can't. I made it to Egghead, brother. I'm still in Fishman Island. I was watching some One Piece last night. Dude, okay, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a Sanji hater, but like ever since I'm in the part where like Sanji is all he has done in Fishman Island is fucking goon. All he has done is goon. Like what the fuck is this? Ugh. Yeah, I can't find Shard. Wow, pre-order of EBO 3 booster box case for, oh god. This is shipping to US and worldwide. How much is this? 1,900 euros. How much is that in US? $2,200! Maybe I don't buy that for myself. $2,200. Orders outside of Bulgaria under 200 euros are not available. What the? Brother, this is too much. Okay, people are saying not to order it. Oh wait, this place is doing a little better. This one's 70. I can't trust places like this though. I want a case so bad. No, yeah, their Pokemon scalpers are moving into One Piece right now. Fucking losers, for real. One Piece cards, some One Piece cards are going up in price right now. Which, I think it's the alt arts and like some of the promos that are going up in price. But J-Rob, thank you so much for the follow. I'm looking to see. Okay, so this one's display out of stock. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to look. I am going to have to really dig to see if I can find a sealed case of EBO 3. I'm gonna have to really look for one. I'm gonna have to really look for one. I don't want one in Japanese though. I want one in English. There's one in English for $2,500. 25! Oh, I know the Japanese version's out right now, but I don't want the Japanese version. I want the English one because I can play with the cards. I wanna play with the cards. Your scalpers ruin every community. No, for real. For real. Fuck scalpers. Dude, why can't scalpers just get a real job? I say as a streamer, but like, I'm not here feeling, I don't, I'm like genuinely wondering, do scalpers have any guilt for like any sort of, I feel like as a scalper, if I were to scalp, I'd feel guilty of like robbing a child. Thank you for the super chat, Dark Galaxy. Favorite straw hat? Robin. Easy. Robin. No contest. I love all the straw hats though. They're all very, very precious and I love them all very much. However, Robin has a very, very special place in my heart. They don't care about money. Yeah, why can't they get real jobs? My God. Because truthfully, how much profit do you even make as a scalper? I feel like you don't actually make that much. Unless you're doing it on a very large scale, which if you are doing it at a very large scale, go fuck yourself. Like, actually go fuck yourself. I feel like that's so fucking criminal. They unfortunately don't sell them in store where I work, so I can't even use my discount. Let me ask, I actually have a friend who might have access. Do you know where I can get an EBO3 case in English? Hi, Claro. You really don't know hard scale. Fuck all those guys. Ah, man. I feel like Pokemon was okay before Surging Sparks. Before Surging Sparks, before that Pikachu, fuck-ass Pikachu got released, it felt like everybody was fine. Wow! Thank you, John, for the 2-month member. Welcome back. Thank you, guys. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. How are you? Go to my Kroger. I honestly haven't seen any of those Pokemon machines yet. Prismatic evolution was hell, dude. Can I be honest? I think Prismatic is one of the most overrated fuck assets in Pokemon. I think Prismatic is overrated. I don't think it's as great as a set as everybody says it is. Along with Evolving Skies. I think I like Evolving Skies more than Prismatic. Are you caught up to One Piece? I'm not. I'm in Fishman Island right now. Dude, what? My friends are texting me right now. Stop! Over Scout 2. Are you with a Corpo? I am with a Corpo, but I don't know if anybody I know in the Corpo will be able to help me get a case. Friends know that might. Yeah, I'm on Fishman Island. Did you watch One Piece fan letter? I did. It was such a wonderful watch. I actually loved it. It was so fun. The animation is so good. The animation is amazing. The sad violin was really loud. What the freak? Yeah, I think I lowered it. Still in Thriller Bark. That's where I started slowing down a little bit. I felt like Thriller Bark really took a lot of the enjoyment out of One Piece for me during that time because it felt like a drag. Yeah, Marineford from this perspective of one of the soldiers. Yeah, no, 100%. So unfortunate. The fan letter was such a love letter to the entire fan base and series. I love that it provided different perspectives from other people living in the One Piece world. Because, you know, we only really get like the Straw Hats and like maybe the side characters' perspectives. We don't get to really see too many stories coming from the actual people, regular ass people who are living in the world. And like the Marines who are actually like in the Navy, like the little soldiers and stuff. You don't really get to see that. So when you got to meet that character and how Luffy indirectly saved his brother, I was like, oh! It's so sad. Yeah, we only see the One Piece road from the strongest. We don't see it from the more normal people. Scarby era was a mistake. Why am I kind of inclined to agree with that? Yeah, it's we're going into Mega Evolution era, which I'm not gonna lie, I feel like we are now. I feel like that's just as bad, if not worse. Dude, you can't find Phantasmal Flames anywhere. You can't find that anywhere. How much are Charizards now? I'm actually very curious. Charizard, there's like a new Mega Charizard. Is it Mega Charizard X? Mega Charizard X. Okay, the gold Mega Charizard X is currently priced at $450. I want the cards. Don't show me product, please. The full art, oh my god, it's $42. Well, there goes my dreams of playing this deck. I can't get $42 for full art. That is insane. That is actually too much money. And the SIR is $500. To be fair, it's a really nice SIR, so I'm not that surprised. But still, a promo is about 50 bucks. I have one. You see the Miku Lucario Mega Evolution? I did. It's quite funny. I actually quite like it. But again, I'm not a Mega Evolution. Like, I don't really hate any of them, if I'm being honest. I think you are fine to not like them, but I feel like the people who are really hating on them, like, you're doing too much. There's like 5 different versions of that Zard. I really want to play the Mega Lopunny deck with the Dusknoirs, but I don't know. We'll see. I think people are still testing Mega Lopunny, but I do want to play Mega Lopunny. Damn, the Rotom's really nice too. There's a Rotom IR that's really nice. Maybe we can look at this together. Hold up. Let me pull up my browser. Let's look at this together, chat, so you guys know what I'm talking about instead of listening and being like, Poseidon, what the freak? Hold up. I had all my videos picked out. I actually picked out my videos today. Aren't you proud of me, chat? I hope that... I think I picked them so that there's not very many spoilers if there is. We'll take a look at some of these cards together. The deck is so fraudulent. I've heard the same thing. I have actually heard the same thing from other people, but it looks fun when it works. When it works, you know? Alright, so I'm looking at some of the Phantasmal Flames stuff. So Phantasmal Flames, for the most part, I think dropped a little bit. So mad. I hope this card gets an IR or like a full art. This is one of the few cards I think that didn't get one. Let's sort by high to low. So the most expensive card in this set is this. Which, I mean, who is surprised at this point? Who is surprised that this is the most expensive card in Phantasmal Flames? It's a really nice card. You get to see the Megazard, you get to see regular Charizard, Charmeleon, and Charmander. They're all in one. Okay. Of course it's Charizard. The most like expensive non-Charizard card is actually Dawn. And it's such a cute card. She's like 53 right now. She might drop to 50, but knowing it's Dawn, it might actually go up in the future. Yeah, it's only 50. And the regular one is like 15. I'm waiting for these to drop just a little more because I need to get an iPlayset of this card too. The Mega Lopunny, pretty sick. I like that one. I actually really like this card. The Rotom with all the little Rotom forms in the back. It's so peak. So good. I actually have one of these. I was really happy to pull one at pre-release. The Oricorio. Oricorio's like $3. Yeah, no, I'm a full art only player. Yeah. So, I'm a full art only player unless like the only, for example, okay, this Diancie, I'm playing it in my Gardevoir deck right now. I'm playing this version because literally no other version exists. I need to pick up my switches. I need to pick up my ignition energies. I need to pick up actually all of these full art items. Yeah, no! You know, girly pops, they have their nice designer bags and their designer clothes. You know me, I have designer Pokemon cards. That's where I get my joy. Okay? That is where I get my joy. Damn, this Ambipom dropped. It's like $2. This is such a cool FA though. Full art, you can see like the little texture in the back. It's so good. And they may have up to 2 tool cards attached. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, exactly. Rarities play better. They do. Swear. I'm a trusted source. Trust. I am a trusted source. Yeah, these are all just like regular schmegular cards. Damn. The Flygon's only $5? I actually expected this card to be a little more. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon, you may use this ability. You may also use this ability if the Pokemon if this Pokemon is in the active spot and is knocked out by damage. Discard the top 2. That's so silly. Will it ever see competitive play? Probably not. Now this card might see a little bit. It's actually really good. Battle Cage! I need at least 2 copies of this right now. I like that they're straying away from doing, what is it? Gold stadiums. Because I love full art stadiums. I just wish they weren't gold. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of gold cards. I think, in my opinion, you can totally feel different. That's fine. I think they look tacky. Like, I'm not a huge fan. Like, I have this card. And I use it. But I don't know. I just don't like that it's gold. I wish it was silver. I feel like that looks so much better. Like, yeah, I have this. And then there's did they stop doing that? No, Levincia was still gold. Yeah, I have one Levincia. And then I'm seeing if I can get my hands on this. Because I actually really do like this one. But Jamming Tower, it's like $15. Gold cards feel weird. No, I agree. I don't really play gold cards. I have a friend that plays like all gold, like Ultra Balls. Like, let's see. Like, I have a friend that owns like a playset of these. Which is fucking diabolical. Like, and they play with them too! And I'm just like, stop! Why are you playing with that? Stop it, please. That is insane. Margaret Price history. How does it look like in the past year? Okay. Just got Distant Rivals, got Missy Psyduck. Let's go! Yeah, this is like $600. Let's do item. Yeah. I actually have these. I have a playset of these. And I do play them. They do have a playset of these. I wish they did this again. Pokemon, I don't think you're listening. But if for any reason you are, can you guys please do this again? Where there's League Cup promos with alternate arts for cards? Because that would be fucking awesome. Please. Please. Yeah, I have a playset of these. I play with them. They're not cheap. I used to have... Let me see. I'm missing... I really want this. This is like $20 each. I'm missing 2 of them for my playset. I have only 2. Which makes me really sad. I'm missing 1. Oh, not this one. Not the staff one. I am missing 1 of this, which honestly I probably could buy because it's only like $10. I have a full playset of counter catchers, and then I'm looking for nest balls still. Yeah, these are not pricey. These are very pricey. Dude, this era of promos were so good. I wish they did this again. I really do. I thought these were fucking banger. Like, this was when I was playing a lot too. This was when I was playing a lot. League Cup Buddy Poffins, bro. We have the regular League Buddy Poffins now, which I don't use anymore because I have the full art Buddy Poffins. Where is it? Cards, card type. Like, I play with these ones right now because I think they look awesome. But there's these ones. It has like the league stamp on it, so if you guys don't know, you can only get this if you go to your local Pokemon League. You can only get this from there. It has like the Pokemon League stamp. I don't think they have these and they're like giving them out anymore, but they're pretty low price. Like they're less than $2 each, which I think is a win. I say that's great. That is great. It's not a play pack. It was it was just given out. There was like another one. It was like TM Evolution. Oh my god, do I have to do technical machine? Let's do technical machine. Cards. Little. No, why is it not? Okay, you know, it's fine. But they have this one for technical machine as well, which is great. This is awesome, but it's a little more. It's actually not a little more expensive. Yeah, this person at 36. I can't wait for Devo to rotate. I love Devo. What are you talking about? Well, no, glad I can catch one of your streams for a change. Seems like I always miss them. I do love your videos. Thank you so much. We're just looking at Pokemon cards because I love Pokemon cards. Oh my god, this is so nice. I really wish we had this in English. I really do. I play with this one right now. But if you go to like Pokemon Leagues, you get something called a prize pack. So it's similar to One Piece. You know how if you go to like One Piece locals, they give you like the little pack and you get like an alternate art. It's kind of the same thing with Pokemon. You get like these prize packs and then you get them with like a stamp, but then you have a chance of getting them in holo foil. So I have a holo foil collection as well for these. So you can see they've done a few iterations throughout the years, so you can also get like EXs in these. Dude, my biggest pull from one of those like prize pack stuff, I pulled the prismatic Umbreon stamp. And that shit is not cheap. I pulled this. This was like $37. I paid $5 to show up to locals to get a $36 card out of it. To be fair, it has gone down. It looks like it really did go down. But, you know, I think it's really cool that I pulled an evolution. It looks so nice. You don't like the stamps? You don't? I think they look great. Monkey Frost Slash will go away, don't you dare. I fucking love that deck. Grimmsnarl is so fun. Chat, I'm not even kidding. I think I have like 3 of these. I've pulled like 3 of them. Pokemon packs are cooler because they can get playables. Yeah, these are all, like, they will have mostly playables in there. Mostly playables. I still don't have this. Maybe one day I'll pull this. I still don't have this. When Lost Box, don't even remind me, brother. I am so sad. I miss Lost Box so much. I'm like not even kidding either. Lost Box was one of my favorite Pokemon decks like ever. It was such a fun deck. I wish they'd never rotated it. Look at this Snorlax. Yeah, these are pretty cool. You can get like your ace specs in here. I miss this card so much. I miss this card so much. This was so good in Guardy. It's gone? Yeah, it's been gone for like a year now. It's been gone for like a year. It has been gone for a long, long time. Maybe I should flex out my ace specs. I don't actually flex out my ace specs. I don't get the stamped ones. I really need to though. Out of stock. There's no one selling that. I need to get one for Secret Box. How much is Secret Box? I haven't seen it. Card type. Secret Box is an item. Did they not print it and stamp? They might have not actually. I feel like I would have seen it here. Unless I'm blind. Oh no, I don't. How do you keep your cards organized? you think my cards are organized? I quit when I was getting Lost Box at locals 2-3 times a week. Dude, you know what? There was so much Lost Box at my locals that people started pulling up with Rapid Box. Because Rapid Box ate Lost Box for dinner, dude. Do you guys remember? I don't know if anybody was playing during the Lost Box, Rapid Box time. Do you remember that one? What is it? Was it? Oh, this fuck ass card. So this was one of the few cards in the game that could do this, by the way. There were maybe like 1 or 2 other cards that could do this. But Metachamp V, so you put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. If your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out, take another turn. But you can't do it more than once. So like, because Lost Box, if you don't know, it was run. So Lost Box, they don't really do Lost Zone stuff much anymore. But Lost Box was a deck that, so you know how in the Pokemon, let me try to do this in Yu-Gi-Oh turn. So you know how there's like banish, right? In Yu-Gi-Oh, when you banish a card, it's like permanently gone. So same thing is in Lost Box. So the Lost Zone is basically the banishment zone. So this deck thrived on getting as many cards in the Lost Zone as as fast as you can. Once you hit, I think 10 or 12, I think it was 10. The deck could basically do everything it needs to do. But this card was like the bread and butter of the deck because you looked at the top 2 cards of your deck, you put one in your hand and you put the other in the Lost Zone. It was a great time. And then you played it with this card called Polaris's Experiment. Oh, such a good card. Look at the top 5 and put 3 of them in your hand. Put the others in the Lost Zone. So this was so good. This was so good. I feel like there was another art of him. Am I stupid? Yeah, it was this one. I don't know why that didn't pop up. I played with these ones. They released this card to try to counter it. because Lost Box was just too strong, okay? It was a deck that, it was for the most part a single prizer deck, so you weren't playing very many EXs or Vs in it. Where is this fuck-ass card? Oh, it's not, that's not it. There it is. They literally released this card just to counter it, and then it didn't do fucking shit. Like, nobody actually played it. Like, by the time this was printed, Lost Box was dead. By the time they actually printed this card. Yeah, it was 10 for Sable, 4 for Cramorant, 7 for, Mirage Gate. It was such a peak deck. I played it when the Dragonite V. Oh my god, it was so good! I played it when this card was out. This card's $20. What? Oh my god. Why did it go up? This card isn't playable anymore. I played it when this card was legal. I fucking love this card. This card was so good. And then I played it with the Raikou V, but I played it with this one. I played it with this art. I don't even know. Okay, after stream, I'm gonna look for this card and see how warped it is, because I riffle shuffled my Lost Box deck. Do we lose Dark Zard this coming rotation? Let me see. Oh wait, let me look at Dusknoir. I think we do, but I have to double check. It's G. I think we are losing it. Yeah, I think we are gonna lose it. We haven't got any characters. They released it in Japan already. So Kanari. Somebody said I should say it Canary, but the electric streamer girl, she already has a card. So it's coming. It's on its way. It's already released in Japan. Yeah, it's gone. It is G-O-N-E gone. Brother, I love this deck too. It's okay. Zard was the main reason I quit Pokemon TCG. It's still here, but I don't think it's as strong as everybody is saying it is. I think there's just so many decks right now that are just doing better. I think Zard has slowed down a lot. I think Badoo legitimately killed Zard. This motherfucker, this motherfucker killed Charizard. I'm not even kidding. Because the whole deck, Zard is like top 3 deck, right? I don't even think it's top 3. I think maybe it's top 10, but I don't even think it's top 5. I don't think it does as well right now. I think Dragapult and Gardevoir are sitting at the top of the whole thing. And Grimmsnarl's doing well. I think Grimmsnarl plays better than Zard. I think taking multiple knockouts is just so valuable in the game right now. Goldango too! Goldango, disgusting! Dango is disgusting. Yeah. Yeah, Master Ball. I would argue the top 3 decks right now are Guardy, Dango, and Dragapult. How does one little plant kill Charizard? So, Itchy Pollen. So the entire deck was revolved around Rare Candy before. So you would Rare Candy into like a Pidgeot EX, which would like, that card searches for the rest of the pieces. But because item lock is so prevalent in the meta right now, it's really hard for Zard to be able to do what it needs to do. Like, you could play it with the evolution, but I just think it's not... There's other decks right now that do what it kind of does, just better. And it's too slow. Like, there's so many... Like, Goldango, this bitch... I say this lovingly, because I actually have the deck built, and it's really fun. But this is too fast now. This is just too fast, and it can kill things so fast for so much damage. So when they printed this, so this card if you're playing in the TCG right now, you know exactly why this card is broken. This card lets you if you have a Lunatone and a Soul Rock out together, you discard an energy, draw 3, which is insane. It's crazy. It's literally better than Enzoroark, which I honestly think might be top 5 as well. I think Enzoroark is one of the more difficult decks to play, but if you put it in the hands of somebody that knows how to fucking pilot this deck is so scary. It is horrifying because not many people play this. So there's a Shaman card. So what this card does is copies the attacks from other end Pokemon that are on the bench. So what you do is you copy, I can't spell, okay, I'm sorry. You copy this guy. He does discard all energy. This attack does 90 to another Pokemon. So you're hitting 2 Pokemon, and most people are not running this. So you could theoretically kill something on your opponent's bench and take an extra prize card, which is so disgusting. Where is it? Why is there so many Shaman cards? I mean, here we go. This is the only card that can protect the bench right now from stuff. Did you get your YouTube recap today? I have not. It has Cerulege, Goldango. Seen any placings? I think that's a newer variant. I don't know if it has played in any tournaments, but I know it's been going around within the last week. What is it with mythicals protecting benches? I have no idea. Did Fion? Actually, I think it did, yeah. I don't know, I have to look at Limitless. Limitless TCG. Okay, Zard's at number 4. This is disgusting. This is so nasty. I want to build this so bad. I'm actually considering building this deck. So this is Mega Absol. If your opponent's active Pokemon has exactly 6 damage counters, that Pokemon is knocked out. So it doesn't matter how much HP it has. If it has 6 damage counters, it's knocked out. And you just do that with Monkey Dory. So disgusting! Wait, your opponent has Pokemon with abilities? Play this card. This is such a fuck-ass deck, dude. Oh. And it's only $59. See, guys, I'm telling you, Pokemon decks, this one actually might be pricey. How much is this? It's like 50 bucks. I think Absol Box is overhyped. I don't know. I think it's very strong right now because of how many Pokemon have abilities. You can get, your opponent can literally just bench this and like hit with this and they can't do anything. I'm like wondering, how do you play it against Dragapult? I guess you just Monkey Dory twice onto Dragapult because it's spreading damage counters anyway. And then Terminal period. Because this, I don't know. I'll have to figure this out. Rabs, I don't even think, does Rabsca protect from Monkey Dory? I don't think so. It's effective attacks. So it doesn't block. Battle Cage, though, if I'm remembering correctly, it does. Prevent all damage counters from being placed on the bench Pokemon by effects of attacks and abilities. So this is like the only thing protecting from Monkey Dory right now. But even then, it's just a stadium bump, which is really scary. I'm surprised, Mega. So this is the most recent regional that happened this past weekend. So Lopunny did actually make it in the top 32. Fucking Christ. What are you fan rotoming for? I'm assuming the Ditto, the Pidgey, and the Veneering. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it still hits active. We don't have any post-rotation. Yeah, Iono and Judge are rotating. I am assuming that they're gonna print something else. Isn't Grimmsnarl good against Dragapult? I think it is. I think it is. I love Grimmsnarl because the Frostlass takes the Draklux. Other than Zerosic, technically. We actually, if we don't get another disruption card before rotation, Zerosic might actually be played more. So silly. Cerulege is up here. I think Cerulege should be like in top 5. Cerulege is really good, but the only problem is that this deck breaks a lot. This needs to be higher. Actually, this is crim. I don't agree with this. I think this needs to be higher. I think because it's so low because there's not very many people piloting it because this is not an easy deck to pilot. Alakazam is super funny now. Yeah, chat. If we want to get into Pokemon TCG, I think right now is actually a really good time. All of these decks are like $50 or less. Gardevoir, which has been destroying the meta, like this is like 58. What is the most expensive card? It's Mew is $8 now? What the fuck? A secret box is 17. I have like 4 of these. I'm not even kidding either. I think I have like 4 of these. Maybe I should sell them. I only need 1. Why do I have 4? That's a Poseidon problem later. It just dies to boss, yeah. But if it gets set up, that shit's fucking lethal. Oh. Cerulege is just way too straightforward. I think it plays similarly to Goldango. It just doesn't discard energy. I mean, it does, but it, like... I think these two decks... No, I died! Freak. I'm coming back. I'm respawning in. What? I did not respawn back in. Respawning? 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 Am I respawning? I have respawned. I'm back. I'm so back, gamers. Yeah, I have like 4 secret boxes. Hold on, let me take a sip of my coffee. I made coffee and I haven't drank it this whole time. Why is it so sweet? Cerulege and Mega Lucario. Hear me out. Hear me out. Goldango and Mega Lucario. I had a friend test that at locals this past weekend, and he made the Absol box players really mad. Monologue of Pokemon Heart and Soul. Nice. Yeah, Goldango is so strong right now. I think it's BDIF. Dude, Iono is so fake into this deck. Okay, this deck literally draws like 10 cards in the same turn. Like, you cannot tell me this deck is not broken. You Iono me to 1? That's fine. Let me just draw like 2 million cards. I mean, it makes sense, right? We're going into Mega Evolution era where we have 3 prizers now. So it makes sense that Goldango is just broken. It's just broken. You know, maybe I should play this at locals. No, because, okay, hear me out. Let me explain to you for those who don't understand why this deck is disgusting, okay? So the ability is coin bonus. Once during your turn, you may draw a card. If it's in the active spot, draw another card. So if it's in the active spot, you draw 2, okay? You must be like, okay, that's not bad. The attack, make it rain. Discard any number of basic energy cards from your hand. It does 50 for each card. 6 cards, 300 damage. Okay? All right? Pair this with Lunatone. You draw another 3 cards. Oh, you want to know what else? You can just retreat with this. Draw another 2 cards. Oh, you want to find your Goldangos? Okay, fine. Let's play Genesect EX. Let's just find them for free. We want to get out of the active? Like, this is broken! Broken! Disgusting. It feels so fake to play in this deck because everyone's like, you should just play Iono. You should just play Iono. Play Iono. Iono's the one that fixes this deck. And then you play it and you're like, why are they drawing like 10 cards again? They're gonna find what they need. I don't know if there's a way this deck breaks. This deck is literally Iono proof. It's disruption proof. You can't do shit. You just have to sit and watch this string cheese man kill you over and over and over again. I'm sorry, I'm like crashing out because, can you tell I've been traumatized at locals? Is anything big? I don't know. I mean, technically, right? Technically. Where is it? This beats it. They can't do shit to this. So Mega Absol, what they do, they just bench this and they just sit there and laugh at you. They're like, ha, ha, ha. So this card can't get hit by Pokemon that has abilities. So literally everything except for the Soul Rock in that deck has abilities. So you know what people have started doing? They're adding a 1/1 line of Mega Lucario. And it hits weakness on the Mega Kangaskhan. It does hit weakness on a few things. Ethan's Typhlosion technically. Yeah, but who's playing that? Who's playing that right now? Like, without respect, who's playing that? I think Ethan's Typhlosion is just not strong enough right now. I think its only good matchup is to Goldengo, but then it like dies to everything else. Oops. It dies to everything else. So you run into Dragapult, you're just fucked. Does it make you feel better that I bought your deck box and Dawn cards? Thank you! Go buy my TCG merch. You know what? You guys should all do, go to Murasaki Atelier and buy my merch. If one of my mods can post that in the YouTube chat, I'll pin it right now. That stupid card is my second nemesis. Yeah, people started doing a 1/1 line, and they started doing either that or this Mega Mawile. But the problem is, I think it's a little harder to get the two energies on it. I feel like by the time you're doing this, people might target it because it's just a free 3 prizer. Mega Mawile's finding its way. People are doing Mega Lucario. They're finding other ways to try to get around this deck. Yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah, go buy. Cerula, it's true. Cerula just have, oh, it doesn't have an ability. Yeah. Cerula is just really good. I lost to it last locals. The only problem is that because this deck also plays a really high ratio of energy, this deck's a little more likely to brick than this. How much is that Ogerpon going for right now? Not much. I think if you want the alt, it's gonna be expensive. It's like $2. I like to round up. Because we can go on TCGplayer. Yeah, it's like, oh, you can get it for less than $2. I think it's just rounding up a little bit. If you want the illustration one, it's like $12. But it's really nice. I actually really love the Ogerpon illustrations. This one's so pretty. I would play with these. I like these ones too. These ones are great. Pokemon illustrations, low-key, not even low-key, high-key fucking cook. They're so good. The one Ogerpon no one uses. No one uses this one. It's kind of ass. It's kind of ass. Oh, I I love this one. I have one of these. Heavily played. Jesus. I don't see my faves very often. Aw. Oh yeah, this is yeah, Lily's Determination. Dude, I play with the full arts. I have my full set of full arts now. I was riffle shuffling at locals and everyone made fun of me. They're like, Poseidon, why would you do that? That's like a $25 card. And I was like, I can do what I want on my card. My cards, the way I like, I guess cope with it, right? Is I tell myself that cards are meant to be played with. Cards are meant to be played with. Fire Ogrepod might get saved by this. Might. I say might. Just kidding. Just kidding. Never mind. I forgot it's Fire Mega Evolution. Does this card only work with Zard right now? I riffle my near max rarity full first deck in Digimon. How much is that? I wouldn't know. I don't play Digimon. My friend played Lost Box with the alt art guarantee Navid. That's wild. That's actually fucking crazy. You know, I'll play with illustrations when I like the special illustrations if I really, really like it. But I don't know. I don't have, oh my God. I don't have this one. Can I type today? I've been yapping for over an hour. We haven't reacted to Shard. I have someone at my locals looking for this. I have someone at my locals looking for this, and they're like, I need a full playset of illustration rare lilies. And I looked at them and I said, are you gonna riffle? He said, hell yeah, I'm gonna riffle. And I'm like, you're crazy. I shouldn't say anything though. I riffled my commander deck, which cost me about $400 to finish. Oh my goodness. Oricorio could be used with like Lopunny Mega, but like who plays Lopunny? But it only works on Fire Mega Evolution. It doesn't work with just Mega. It has to be a Fire Mega Evolution. Mega Camera. I guess? What does Mega Camera do? That's how you know I don't know what this card is. You play this with Volcanion. Play this with Volcanion, Euladios EX into Camera. Volcarona or Volcanion? You made this card. We make. Oh, okay, because this one doesn't have to be in the front. It's all right. Yeah, I don't think Mega Camera might see. I don't know if it'll see play. Oh. Yeah, you know what? That's a good question. How do TCG players in high humidity areas deal with having to protect their cards? I think that is a really good question. You don't. You don't. You just let them pringle. What? Sleeves. But even then, sleeves can only do so much to protect a card. Zard, why? I have no idea. Put them in the fridge. No, don't put your cards in the fridge. Dude, I was watching a TikTok the other day. I don't know. I don't own a turtle, so like I'm not able to comment fully on this. But apparently turtle owners rumors the way they hibernate their turtles are putting them in the refrigerator? Is that true? Why does that feel wrong? Why would you do that? Mega Houndoom. Oh, we still need to get the megas for the new starters. Quote unquote new starters. That'll happen soon. Thank you, Sai, for blessing me with the power to pull the side Nige card. Let's go! My friend got some Nige cards yesterday for Union Arena and didn't pull Shark. I felt so bad. They texted me. They were like, Sai, I didn't get shit. And like, they spent so much money. I'm like, no! What do you think of the new mega that was revealed yesterday? Hatsune Miku. Hibernation Simulator. Brother! I bought 4 boxes. Oh my god. Time to build a Union Arena deck. Time to build a Union Arena deck. Yeah, I feel like putting turtles in the refrigerator to hibernate them feels wrong. The lady, she like poked holes in a Tupperware and was like, I'm putting Mr. Pickles to sleep for the winter. This is his 3rd winter doing this. I said, third winter? You've been putting him in the fridge 3 winters in a row? Are we learning UA? Dude, if I can play One Piece, you can learn UA. If you can play one Bandai TCG game, you can learn the rest of them. They all play almost the same, just different resource mechanics, kind of. I love UA, it's so fun. I'm waiting for the Madoka set. That's when I'm gonna buy stuff. Because Madoka is one of my favorite animes of all time. Formation, you can do that with snakes as well. Ah! Snake in the refrigerator? That's crazy. That's crazy. I would make it a special attacker. I didn't get why Mega Lucario was physical even though its signature move was Aura Sphere. I don't know. Some decisions are questionable, to say the least. Snake in the fridge. I want a pet snake so bad, but my lease states I cannot have exotic animals, which includes snakes. And I don't know where I'd put my snake. But I want to have like one of those snakes that I could just like, that are super chill and I can just put around my neck and walk around my house. I'm not even kidding. I want that. I want that so bad. But it is against my lease, so I can't. I might be able to. My landlord has not checked on me in years. I just pay her my rent and I'm just like, hey, here's my rent. And she's like, great, thank you. And then that's insane. She lives like a state away. So I don't think I'll have to worry too much about like finding like her coming here doing a surprise visit because she's never done that. I've been here for a few years now. She has never done that. Technically has the highest base attack. I only recently realized that. Man, the Mawile is great. Yeah, like a ball python. I want one of those, but it's technically against my lease. And I'm a rule follower for the most part. So I'm like, I don't know. But I want a pet snake so bad. I like the look of the mechanics for SAO. Licensing issues prevent us getting the game here in Europe. No! You guys see that Naruto game that came from Europe? It was like from Italy. It was like an actual Naruto TCG, and I'm like, is this like the 2nd time they've tried to do this? I don't know. We should react. I've been yapping, but, you know, I appreciate you, chat, for letting me fucking yap. Yeah, there's a Naruto TCG. It apparently came out within the last month or so. First, you have to clean their tank, but that's not too bad. I mean, I have a cat and a dog. I have to clean them up all the time. Nori's due for another bath. I have to take like a Benadryl before. I'm technically allergic to both cats and dogs, but because I've lived with my cat and my dog for so long, I've become immune to very specifically them. But if I'm around other dogs, that's when my allergies start acting up. Speaking of allergies, I say as I'm sniffing. Burmese python. I don't think I could do a big snake. a smaller snake would be ideal. I love snakes. I think they're so cool. I was in like the reptile club in elementary school because there was a teacher, right? There was a teacher that did like reptile club, and he kept like 10 snakes in his room. And it was great. It was amazing until one day one of the snakes went missing. No, he had such a large snake just in the class. I'm shocked that the school allowed him to do this. He had 10 snakes. I remember I was in the reptile club and he only picked like 10 students to be in it. It was the 10 most behaved students in the grade. And I was in it. I was like, yes, I'm a goody two shoes. I'm in this club. And it was a super huge privilege. And I got to like care for the snakes in there and it was an awesome time. Do not introduce Burmese pythons to more environments. Florida is still fucked because of it. The only allergy I have is alcohol. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, when I was in elementary school, this teacher, one of his snakes got loose. Like he literally showed up one morning and the snake was gone. Like the enclosure was like slightly open and the snake was gone. And it sent like the whole school in a panic. And you want to know what happened? 2 weeks later, in the 3rd grade class building, one of the kids started apparently screaming because they looked up and the snake was hanging from the AC vent. I would have fucking died. I need to drive my sister home from school. Drive safe. I don't even remember what kind it was, but it was one of the more chill snakes. Yeah, this guy, we had a rattlesnake problem at our school. I lived in an area that every summer, which was like 9 months a year where I used to live, it was like rattlesnake season. 9 months of the year until it was like not. It was in the winter. Please give me 2 gamer sub flavor to mix. Hear me out. Sakura, Splash, and Chug Juice. Ultimate combo. I promise. So this teacher was in charge of like handling all the rattlesnakes. Like this guy was a huge snake dude. I hope he's still alive. I really do. I hope he's fine. Vent snake. What a great guy. Snake was the imposter. Yeah, because so as a child, my mother literally could not, I mean, she did not allow me to play outside as a child because of there was a big rattlesnake problem. Like there would be rattlesnakes in my neighbor's pool. There would be like 5 of them in the pool. There would be like dead snakes on the road all the time because cars, they would just be on the street and run them over. So my mom was like, Sai, you are not allowed to play outside. She literally did not allow me to touch grass. So, yeah. Now, those are the snakes I'm scared of. I cannot deal with rattlesnakes. Like, I went on a camping trip about a year ago with the friends, and we went into an area that was rattlesnake filled, and I love camping, but my God, I was so scared. I was fucking horrified. I did not want to, like, every time I saw like a hole in the ground, I was just like, oh my God, there's a snake in there. There's a snake in there. I don't want to touch it. I'm not touching any of that. No, thank you. This carpet feels like grass. Me coping. Yeah, I'm thankful I don't live in an area now that has a lot of rattlesnakes. Like, I live in a very... I'm not doxing myself, but I live in a very... how do I say this? There's a lot of humans. It's a place where snakes don't want to go. So I'm not worried about snakes anymore. I don't know. I remember when I used to work in an office job, I was a supervisor at the time. I had one of my employees. Yeah, I guess it's a city. But one of my employees like called out of work. Like it was 10 minutes before their shift. they were supposed to come in, and I get a call and they're like, hi, I can't come in right now. And at this point, this was an employee that I was having issues with because one, they were always late, they were always like calling off of work, and they were just like very disrespectful. Anyways, so they've lied about like being sick and stuff, and the thing is, it's, you know, I'm not gonna sit there and tell them I know you're lying, but they had called me one day and they're like, Sai, I can't come in. I have a problem right now at my home. And I was just like, oh, I'm not surprised. That's fine, but I'm just to let you know, I'm gonna have to let HR know because this is now like the 5th consecutive call out. So then she goes, no, I'm being serious. And I was like, what do you mean? And she sends me like a video, and it's her. Like, she shows herself and she's like crying. She's like, I woke up and there was venomous snakes under my bed. And I was like, what? What? And she sends the video of snakes under her bed. And she's like sobbing on the phone. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Go handle that. But I still have to let HR know because this is like the 5th consecutive call out that is being done last minute. And I felt bad because she was fired right after. I was like, the snakes actually like made her lose her job. Oh my god. Yeah, I had to let HR know because this Asai is a heartless boss. Listen, there was a lot of problems with this employee before that. I was actually being quite nice. I should have let HR know after the 3rd one. Time to panic call animal control. Here in Florida, the Burmese python infestation got so bad that they would swim up sewage pipes and out of people's toilets. Ah! I would cry. I would actually cry. Skibbity Python. Yes. Skibbity Python. Yep. Anyways, we should react. Sorry, I've been yapping about Pokemon cards and fuck all this past God knows how long. Anyways, and it's time we react to some One Piece today. I know it's a little different than my typical reacting stuff because I think most people kind of know me for my Pokemon stuff. But outside of Pokemon, I absolutely love One Piece. One Piece is my favorite anime like ever. So we're gonna be watching the One Piece video by Melon T. I've watched a Melon T video before and they've always done amazing stuff. And before anybody asks, Poseidon, what season of One Piece are you on? What arc? And at this time of streaming / recording, I am in the middle of Fishman Island. One Piece react in this Christian Pokemon channel. Unacceptable. I know, I have betrayed everyone. Anyways, this is the One Piece video by Melon T. Yippee.
All right, fine. Let's talk about One Piece. So
I love One
Piece. Around for a
Piece.
while, but the reason for that is not only because of work, but because I watched over 1,000 episodes of One Piece in the span of 3 months.
That's actually crazy. I have literally been watching One Piece for over a year and I'm still in the middle of Fishman Island.
I have said before that I'm not a huge fan of shonen, so when I started One
I'm not either.
Piece, I wasn't expecting to keep watching it. Oh
I didn't either.
boy, was I sure wrong about that. So why am I making a One Piece video when probably every other fan imaginable has said everything there is to say about this show?
It's so good.
Because I want to. But
real. I respect that. Look at Luffy being the goofy old guy he is. I love him.
Also because from what I've seen, there's such a misconception about what this anime is actually about, to the point that I was genuinely shocked when getting into it. When you think of a typical shonen, usually themes you think of are the power of friendship, big fights, adventure, and whatever else you want to throw in there, I guess. One Piece has all of that, but not only does it amp those themes up to an 11, it has so much more than that. It is so much more than that.
It is.
And for anyone who hasn't watched One Piece, this
I
video
love
is for
this
you. So
anime.
I'll try to be as spoiler-free as possible with this. To start off, I'm about to say something that may be considered controversial in the One Piece space, but I feel is important to throw out there. One Piece isn't about the fights.
Thank you! Thank you! I agree with this. I think the fights are great, but I don't think it's just about the fights. I think it's about the overall message of, like, freedom and, as cliche as it sounds, friendship and found family.
Why you calling me? I'm right.
Don't get me wrong, One Piece has fights, and they are spectacular, but it is not what this series is about. This isn't Dragon Ball, where power levels are of the highest importance, and I genuinely think Dragon Ball has ruined how a lot of people watch shonen with that power level discourse, but that's a discussion for another day, so I won't get into it.
That's like a whole other can of worms.
One Piece is about the world. It's about the adventure, and it's about...
I love them! My babies! I love all of them, especially you, Nico Robin. Huge props to you.
About found family, nakama, if you will. The fighting isn't the main part of One Piece. The circumstances leading up to the fighting and what the fighting means is what this series is about. For example, was Nami's recruitment story about the fight with the Fishman pirates? God, no. Nami's recruitment story was about the terror she's been through due to the fish.
Her literal fucking trauma. The amount of work and time, the amount of she allowed her entire town to fucking hate her, to despise her. Her only family who was left, fucking Nojiko, she let everyone hate her. Just to be on the other side, to secretly try to buy the island back and buy everybody's freedom back. Only for Arlong to be a fuck-ass bitch and throw it all away. She literally did that for fucking years. For years. Only for all her work to be fucking ripped out of her literal hands. And Luffy... See, here's the thing. Luffy doesn't even know. Luffy doesn't even know exactly all of Nami's backstory like the other Straw Hats know. He just saw her crying and upset and went, here's my hat. I will take care of this. I'm your friend. I'm supposed to help you. So good. It's so big.
Pirates and how she's been abused to survive. What about Sanji's recruitment story? His wasn't about the fight with Don Krieg and Jin, but about
I forgot about Don Krieg, I'm not gonna lie.
How irrationally kind he is, and about how he has aspirations he's too afraid to chase. Every other crew member has a similar thing going on, except for Zoro, who is just kind of tied to a pole.
I sometimes think about all the time, oh my god, I'm gonna cry, because like my favorite character is Robin. Like, I love Robin. I still think about how the Straw Hats, literally Robin was ready to fucking die. She was literally going to be like, you know what, just leave me here. I don't want to live anymore. And the Straw Hats gave her a purpose to live.
Get more of his whole deal in future episodes though, so my point still stands. One Piece is definitely about the world, and this series has some of the best world building I've ever seen. And if you're wondering why there are so many episodes, that's why. Every corner of this world is explored. Every city has its own story, and every character has their own struggle. One Piece feels lived in. It's not just big for the sake of being big, and it's created a formula that can let it go on forever, simply because of how much there is to see. You, as the audience member, are truly going on this adventure with Luffy and his crew, and it's both fun.
I am shocked because I was okay. If you guys don't know, I have never intended to watch One Piece. However, I'm on this podcast called the One Piece Virgin, which hopefully we'll be back on. I'll be back on next week because I still need to finish the episodes I've been assigned to finish. But anyways, that was like one of the main reasons why I started playing One Piece and or started watching One Piece, because I also started playing the game at the same time. And I did not expect to get so attached to this anime. Like, I feel so attached to every single Straw Hat. I think they were all written so well that, I don't know, just every single one of them, they're all my babies. I can't get hurt.
And fantastic. Speaking of Luffy, how about we get into the characters? It's all good and fine to have a big world with big lore and big islands, but that's all pretty meaningless if the characters are written terribly. So, are the characters bad? The characters are amazing. For a quick rundown, the main characters are the Straw Hats. The crew consists of Luffy, Zoro, Usopp, Sanji, Nami, Chopper, Robin, Frankie, and Brook. I'm not saying any more for spoiler reasons. They all have a purpose, they all serve their purpose, and they are all so much fun. I mean this with all my heart. Luffy is the perfect protagonist for a world like this. He is overall goofy and stupid, but he's serious when he needs to be, and his ability of being a complete people person makes perfect sense for how he has all these amazing people gather around him. He's mostly a carefree spirit, but he's a pirate. What pirate isn't carefree? And in the end, that's kind of the point of Luffy. He's here for a good time, not a long time. So
he just wants to have fun and to be free.
he may as well go to every dangerous island he can see, especially if it promises adventure. Every character you meet has more going on than how they appear. I wasn't expecting to like half of the crew when first watching One Piece, but every new person I met I just loved. A huge example of this is Usopp. I had so many...
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning of the series, I wasn't that huge of a fan of Usopp, but now I'm very, very attached to him.
People telling me Usopp was annoying. But here's a fun fact. Most people were telling me that because Usopp is a physically weak character. His strong points lie outside of fighting, and when you understand that, Usopp becomes such a lovable and endearing character. And the same can be said for any other character who aren't these three fellas. Do you guys happen to know what the Bechdel test is? If you don't, look it up. But it's essentially a test to see if two women in media talk about something other than men. One Piece passes it. One Piece...
What? I don't know what that means.
Piece passes the fucking Bechdel test.
I'm gonna look this up now. How do I spell that? Bechdel test. A simple measure of female representation in film that requires a movie to have at least two named female characters who have a conversation with each other about something other than a man. Oh, that's true. Vivi and Nami and Navi and Robin.
I know, because I was waiting. I was waiting for it to happen, but it never did. And yes, this is how low the bar is for shonen, but oh my god, I cannot tell you how refreshing it is to have women characters be something other than the men they're surrounded by. And you don't expect it, because the One Piece girls look like this. But holy shit, Nami is such a good character, along with Robin of course, and trust me when I say One Piece is so over-exaggerated in every single aspect that this body just becomes a normality. You really do just forget the girls look like that, because you've got characters that look like this, and this, and this.
Oh, look, it's me!
Yes, and I think you get my point. The main cast is so colorful and exciting, and their interactions with each other are always a joy. One of my favorite dynamics being Zoro and Nami, mainly because Zoro is genuinely shit scared of Nami just for how devious and violent she is. And here's another thing. Anything you've heard about this guy,
my husband,
Zoro, throw it away right now. Zoro is not the stoic, cool guy you probably think he is.
He's my himbo husband, that's what he is.
He is a goddamn idiot. Zoro gets cool moments, but I am not joking when I say he's cool probably 10% of the time. The rest of the time, he's a moron.
He is. Look at him. I love him. I love him so much. I love Zoro. That's my Pookie.
tell you the whiplash I got finding out he is as dumb as Luffy, and this isn't a bad thing. I am saying all of this with love. Zoro's tits are huge, but his brain is small, and that's how it should be.
He's just a himbo, and I love him.
One Piece is filled with surprises like that. So many characters you expect to be a certain way are actually something else entirely, and it never makes it boring. And you'd think I'm only talking about the main characters, but no. There are so many side characters with amazing backstories and interesting personalities that just fill out this world in a way that so many
I'm not on Dressrosa yet!
shows fail to do. And you'd assume, considering this series has gone on for so long, that the main cast would become boring. But that's not the case at all.
No, they're not! They're all on! Look at him.
Instance of this would be Sanji. Sanji is a character that was introduced near the very beginning of the series, and
Sanji's backstory still gets me a little bit too.
Nearly 20 years later, he gets a whole new story revealed that was being built up from the beginning. Can you imagine nearly 20 years of foreshadowing a character's original backstory? That is insane character writing, and it's why One Piece never gets.
I still think about how, I don't know if this is true. Somebody has told me this, so tell me if this is true, chat. Is it true that there was apparently a kid who was in the hospital and the kid was gonna die, right? And the kid was like, all I want before I die is to know what happens at the end of One Piece. And Oda tells him, and then the kid passed, which is really sad, but I'm like, is that true? Was that person the only person outside of Oda who knows exactly how One Piece ends? Huh. Interesting.
Get stale. And the lore of One Piece is heavy.
My actual Pookie. I love this woman so much. I would die for her.
Huge, but it has so much going on. Remember earlier when I brought up the themes? Well, I think it's time I mentioned the other themes included in One Piece. One Piece is not only a fun, happy show about pirates going on grand little adventures, but it also includes themes of anti-military,
yes,
anti-classism,
yes,
anti-authority,
yes,
anti-government,
yes,
government corruption,
yes,
war, slavery,
yes,
genocide,
yes,
and so much more. And
these are all themes. These are all themes. I think I don't want to get into this too much because I don't know if this is the most appropriate space. But like when I hear people go, One Piece is not political, what are you talking about? I look at them and I'm like, what are you talking about? One Piece is 100%. There's definitely political themes in this anime. My God, I feel like it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out.
Anything that breaks the Geneva Convention, One Piece has got it. I am positive 90% of people who haven't seen One Piece have no idea these themes exist in the show. Because all anyone seems to talk about are the fights. You've got a whole plethora
It's literally... Why do you think there's so many countries right now that are using the literal straw hat flag as a sign of rebellion? Why do you think that is? As Oda has once said, it's a matter of reading comprehension. This show has pirates. How is that not political? Not for real. There's a reason why there's these countries that are using the literal straw hat flag as a sign of rebellion against corrupt governments. Like, you cannot tell me that this anime does not have political themes. You cannot tell me that. You cannot look me in the eyes and tell me that.
Content and lore in this mountain of a show, and you focus on the fights, and these themes don't just...
People who focus on fights just in One Piece, please rewatch One Piece and not focus on the fights, please.
Exist to exist. They're not there just to be edgy. They meaningfully impact the world. We see the effects of the government, of the rich, of anyone in power in this show. And it's wild because One Piece starts off so fun, but it becomes something so ominous the more we learn.
Yeah.
And to anyone who wants to deny One Piece's political messages, there's a literal book burning in the series.
Yes.
A book burning. I won't say any...
Oh my God. This fucking arc made me cry. They're literally... Spoilers! The government is literally erasing parts of history in this anime because they don't want anyone to know what they did. You cannot tell me this isn't a political anime.
More on that. But there you go. But One Piece's biggest theme, putting aside
It's such good art.
adventure, in my opinion, is family. Every shonen includes the power of friendship, but One Piece does it so much more. The Straw Hats aren't just friends, they're a family through and through. One Piece's near complete rejection of biological family is shocking, and that's not to say there aren't some biological parents in the show that aren't bad, but the majority of characters have been raised and loved by characters they're not related to by blood. And One Piece does include themes of biological family abuse, but it's handled so well, and it's so unusual to see such an outright rejection of biological family in a lot of media that it really comes as a surprise. It really hammers in the fact that One Piece is about finding your family, and it feels like a protest of the belief that blood is thicker than water. Another way to put this is Luffy has two grandpas, a shitty biological one and a much cooler non-related one. He also has two dads, but
I would fuck the shit out of Rayleigh, both old and young Rayleigh. Honestly, I think I might take Gilf Rayleigh. He looks hot in silver hair, bro. I'm not saying that. Never mind. That was inappropriate.
don't really know
I would also fuck the shit out of Shanks, by the way.
what's going on there, so he can figure that one out. What I'm saying is, if you love the found family trope, you will love One Piece. I think the final aspect I want to mention is the comedy. One Piece is one of the funniest shows I have watched
It's so funny. This show is so funny.
a long while. The humor is so well timed, and the slapstick is actually funny due to the style of One Piece. If you took away this style that I know a lot of people find ugly, you'd lose so much of the humor.
100%. If you're one of the people that is like, I don't want to watch One Piece because the art style isn't for me, please, I am begging you, if you can look past the art style, because I wasn't a huge fan of the style, and now it's grown on me, right? There is so much to freaking unpack with this series. Please, I am begging you to watch One Piece. It is so good. The art is part of the charm. Exactly.
While I know the manga is more well loved, the original Japanese voice actors are fantastic and put their all into it.
I'm watching the English dub, so I really can't say much, but Stealth Hunter, thank you so much for the follow.
The energy this series has in the anime is unrivaled.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Run! He was just trying to eat. Ill dubs. Honestly, I think the One Piece dub is so good. Guys, I don't know if it's a hot take, but I think the I Want to Live scene in the English dub hits so much harder than the Japanese dub. Stephanie, is it Stephanie Young? I think it's Stephanie Young. Girly Pop, you fucking ate with that. That shit had me fucking sobbing. So, my god, I cried for like 30 minutes. Oh, the I Want to Live scene in English dub, you could hear the amount of pain that the voice actor was in trying to record. Like, she literally held on to all of Robin's feelings in that one singular scene, and I will die on the hill that scene is one of the best dubbed scenes just in history. It's so good. I think the One Piece dub is great. I don't think it's bad at all. To be fair, I'm not a dub hater. I think English dubs are great. I think there's definitely some that are not as good as others, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I like dubs. It's nice because I am also, like, when I watch anime, a lot of the time I'm doing other stuff. So it's nice to, like, multitask with.
Eh? Oh, Bibi. Huh?
Huh?
いいか。あいつらはあいつらでなんとかやるだろう。俺もだいたい地図は頭に入ってる。右だな。
Zoro, do you know your left or right? Maybe he actually doesn't know. I miss Karu. I hope I see him again.
One Piece has its problems, of course, but it does this bizarre thing where it can simultaneously take 10 progressive steps forwards while also taking 10 steps back. You just have to watch it to understand that, but I'm sure those who have seen it know what I mean. The anime also does drag on for a bit. Some of the fights go on for way longer than they should,
Agreed.
and a lot of the timing of
Please,
some
again,
parts
thank you
is
so much for the
weird,
follow.
but every arc is still enjoyable in its own right. But overall, there's just so much heart in One Piece. There's so many messages of love and kindness that I feel are so needed and so well placed. While this series is fun, it's also very emotional. I didn't go into One Piece expecting to cry or expecting any stories or messages that would really stick with me, but I got so much more than I bargained for. I never thought I'd become one of those people that says One Piece isn't your typical shonen, but I am, and they're right. One Piece really isn't your typical shonen series, and when you watch it, you begin to understand why this series has lasted for so long, and why it still stands at the top of the anime and manga world. If you have the time to invest, it is truly worth it. The episodes feel overwhelming at first, but once you get going, it doesn't even feel like you're watching a lot. And I've heard the manga is a lot easier to read and less drawn out.
I'm not a manga reader, so that's why I don't really want to read the manga. I think maybe once I get caught up and I'm like fiending for more, that's when I'll decide to watch the manga or read the manga. But yeah, I a lot of the episodes, if you cut out like the opening, the ending, and like the recap, it's maybe like 18 minutes. 17, 18 minutes. Did you hear this ending soon? I did. Yeah, it's gonna be going seasonal this year, for the anime at least.
To consume, and it's such a joy that I couldn't recommend enough. So yeah, that's me, a One Piece fan. There is a lot more I'd like to say about it, but this is more so for those who haven't seen One Piece before, so I think I'll save everything else for a later date. Thank you for watching, I always appreciate it, and I'll hopefully see you in whatever I make next, whenever that is.
What a beautiful video. Thank you, Mel.
Hi everyone, it's me again. I'd just like to make a quick shout out to my $10 patrons who are Yen Shaggy, Rustage, and Tiffany.
We love Rustage!
I really appreciate the support, and I am so sorry for all the time I've taken to make another video. I've got a full-time job now, and I now fully respect people who do their full-time job and also YouTube on the side, because that time management is just crazy. I really am hoping to make more videos this year, and I know I keep saying that, but I'm currently figuring out how to juggle my job along with YouTube stuff.
It's hard.
Hopefully I'll figure that out soon. And I'll be seeing you guys in, like I said before, whatever I make next, and thank you so much for watching and sticking with the channel. See ya.
Watch One Piece. Watch One Piece. The fact that Whitebeard's last words is reignited the Great Pirate Era is incredible. Agreed. Oh, what a wonderful video. Just watch One Piece. Just do it. I watched the live action first. That is probably considered a crime against One Piece, but you know what? I did it anyways, and I fell in love with the live action. So when I got around to watching like the actual anime, just peak. So good. Anyways, we have next video. My favorite Straw Hat is Nico Robin, and I can go on forever and ever about video contains spoilers up to chapter 1066. You know, I'm not here yet. Should we still watch this actually? Oh no, I didn't even see that part. I'm in the middle of Fishman Island. That one Sanji scene, huh? What Sanji scene? No. Oh no, I didn't even, there's some big spoilers. Maybe I should hold off on this. I didn't see this part. Might need to skip. No, I see Robin video and I'm like, yes, Nico Robin. There's some big spoilers. You should be alright if you don't have good memory. If you have suggestions or recommendations for videos, you can drop them in my Discord server. I'm gonna see. I wanted to watch this one because I really think that Blackbeard is such an interesting villain. We have this one and then this. I should close these. These are all TCGplayer tabs. Very intensive chapter. Fair enough, fair enough. I didn't see that part. Might be. All the One Piece people in my chat are like, Poseidon, stop! Poseidon, stop! Robin from Totally Not Mark. Now, question. How many spoilers are in this one?
Robin.
Watch the hidden depth. Mugiwara no Goofy? I've not heard of that person. I have no idea who that is. Big spoilers, yes. In this video? Hidden Depths of Zoro. Oh, why is this at 17 minutes? I actually haven't fucking watched this video. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's seen this video, but if there's spoilers, like huge spoilers going past Fishman Island, I should hold off. I should have actually asked some of my One Piece friends to like double check some of these videos to see if there's any major spoilers. Alabasta is hilarious. Oh, I fucking love Alabasta. Interesting. We'll revisit that one then. Okay. Hear me out, chat. Hear me out. I love Alabasta. Okay. Alabasta, I think is... I mean, the pacing's not great. But I actually really loved the content that came in Alabasta, because I believe it's the first, if I am remembering correctly, the first, I guess, arc where the stakes are now very, very high. Because prior to Alabasta, the Straw Hat crew were fighting in towns, protecting, you know, towns and stuff. But this is the first time where they are legitimately trying to protect an entire kingdom. An entire kingdom. They're up against one of the 7 warlords, Crocodile, who, I mean, he may be a villain, but I'd kiss that man. Oh, I would have. So, I think it's a great arc. I know some people don't like Alabasta, and I can see why they don't, but I think Alabasta's great. So we're going to be watching Alabasta's Hilarious by Mugiwara no Goofy.
You know what's
That's
not a controversial opinion? Crocodile did everything right. Like,
I agree. I still think he's one of the best villains up until the point I started watching One Piece. I am currently on Fishman Island. I still think Crocodile is one of the best villains we have gotten.
not morally, of course. Morally,
No.
the actions he took in Alabasta were pretty reprehensible.
They were pretty
but I'm
bad.
just saying, like, if you were going to be a villain, you would want to be Crocodile. I mean, he had backup
Yes.
plans. He had...
He did! He's a scheming motherfucker! He knew what he was doing, for the most part.
contingency plans for his backup plans. He really thought of everything, except for a lunatic and his band of misfits going into a country that they had nothing to do with and just ruining everything. And so that's what I want.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Luffy, I think he would have 100% have his plan would have worked.
I want to talk about today the events of Alabasta through Crocodile's eyes. But before we get there, I think it's important to set the stage. You know, there's a lot of events that happened before Alabasta that Crocodile knew nothing about, but were pivotal to the plot. Luckily, there is a character's POV we can take that were following the Straw Hats from as early as Reverse Mountain and stayed with them up until the end of Alabasta, and that is Princess Vivi. So, follow me. You are Princess Vivi Nefertari, and you have infiltrated the criminal organization known as Baroque Works to try and get intel on the mysterious Mr. Zero. Now, you suspect Mr. Zero is the leading cause of the rebellion that's happening in your hometown. This rebellion is going to start a massive civil war, and your father, the king of Alabasta, is being
Damn. Her dad is fucking sexy.
framed as just being an awful king that's hoarding this thing called dance powder, which is a material they use to summon the rain. Now in the desert, that's something that's extremely valuable, and it looks like currently the king is hoarding it all for himself and all of his royal family members. So that's what you're doing. You are deep undercover, and you're currently on a whaling.
I forgot how freaky she was as Miss Wednesday. Do you guys remember how fucking freaked out Vivi was as Miss Wednesday? That's a crazy reason to pause the vid. I just had to say that Cobra's hot.
Mission. They sent you on this mission to kill this whale and bring back some meat to the village. Okay?
And he
you
like
don't really
80
want to
though?
do it. You love animals,
I
but
mean,
you're
that
deep
doesn't
undercover.
stop me from wanting to fuck Rayleigh, okay?
Like you gotta stick with
I don't think he's actually 80. Is he 80? I don't know, but he's hot.
it. But before you manage to kill the whale and take the meat, this crackhead and his band of lunatics stop you from killing the whale, and you're happy about that. You didn't really want to do it anyway. So after they stop you, you meet the old man that's taking care of the whale. The old man gives you the whale's backstory. His name is
I fucking love. I still need to find a plushie of Laboon.
Boone, and he has just the saddest backstory that you could think of. There's tears in everybody's eyes. And you think, wow, I'm so glad these guys stopped us. Like, I really hope Laboon finds his happiness. And while everyone is thinking of Laboon and praying for his happiness, the crackhead stands up and punches him right in the face. Like, he just starts a fight with this whale for no reason. I mean, in just the most brazen act of animal cruelty. Like, sure, you were gonna kill the whale, but that was for food. This crackhead just started fighting him because, you know, he got tired of sitting down, I guess. You don't know what's going on. So you think, okay, no, these people are crazy. All right, and then after that, he brands the whale with the most god-awful drawing of
What do you mean this god-awful drawing? This is actually peak artistry.
his own pirate flag, so it reads as like this symbol of ownership. You're like, dude, let Laboon live. What are you doing? But it gets worse. You see, in the middle of all of this struggle, your ship was destroyed, so you don't have any way of getting back home. So you ask this crackhead and his band of misfits, can you guys just give us a ride back to our home in Whiskey Peak? They agree, and you start learning a little bit more about these people that you're traveling with, okay? There's a woman who is a thief, and she would literally steal from her own family members. In fact, in the arc that they just came from, she literally
did.
Seriously, as they're leaving Arlong Park, Nami just runs through a crowd of people and pickpockets all of them. All of these people that were willing to die for her like 47 minutes ago, she pickpockets all of them and just frames it as a tender moment. Like, hee hee, there I go again. Do you know how much of a sociopath you have to be to steal my wallet and
I love Nami.
then say, oh, there I go again, ain't I a stinker? Like, what? Like, dude, that's my wallet. Like, pictures of my newborn baby son are in there. Like, all my insurance information. Like, what are you doing? Give me my wallet. And then there's this big-nosed liar in the crew. You're trying to figure out what he does, but you, like, as this point in the story,
forget.
that's it. Like,
There was that one girl on Book Talk. She made a video. She was crying. She's like, I found out why Usopp lies, and she was in tears, and all the comments are like, girl, if you're crying over this, you are not ready for what's gonna happen on Drum Island.
that description is pretty much all he does. I guess comic relief, maybe. Doesn't really have a lot to do. It's kind of sad and kind of funny. Then there's this pervert in a suit that keeps his hands in his pockets, almost certainly so he can play pocket pool whenever he wants. There's this green-haired samurai that wanted to be a pirate hunter until he got kicked off the force for police brutality. And then there's their captain, a crackhead who, as far as you can tell, is motivated by eating and fighting. and
Yep.
that's it. So as soon as you get to Whiskey Peak, you peace out because, you know, they're crazy and you want to feel safe. So Whiskey Peak is a bounty hunter island. So while you're trying to gather more intel and things like that, the entire island is trying to get the Straw Hats drunk so they can collect on their bounties. So they do this, and all of the Straw Hats get drunk, and so while they're about to try to either kill them or capture them, they're getting ready to do that. The samurai that wanted to be a pirate hunter until he got kicked off the force for police brutality, he reveals that he is not drunk at all. He's awake, and he's about to start murdering
He literally fought everyone on a whiskey.
everybody. You think this is awful? You have to save your nation. You got to get away from him. He's just going on a rampage. He gets you cornered. You think, oh no, this is it. I can't beat him. What am I going to do? But to your surprise, he runs right past you and just starts cutting up every minority he can see. Like every single dark-skinned person that you see,
Oh my
he's just
God.
going after them. He's got blood in his eyes. He's drooling a little bit. It's really uncomfortable.
Oh, is that where the joke comes from? I never understood that joke where like Zoro only like kills POC. It's like, is that where the joke comes from? I never understood that.
To see, but you know,
Partly yes. What?
you feel bad, but you do have a nation to save, so you think you just I gotta keep going, okay? So you're just watching this guy just kill every single minority that he can find, and it is just it's awful to look at. But then after that, the crackhead wakes up and he starts trying to fight the samurai that wanted to be a pirate hunter until he got kicked.
That was always so weird. The fight between Luffy and Zoro always just felt kind of weird and out of place to me. I don't know.
Off the force for police brutality. So they start fighting. You don't really know why. You think hopefully the Captain Crackhead is trying to address some of the racism that his teammate is displaying, but as far as you can tell, he just again wants to fight. There's not really a reason for it. You think, all right, it doesn't matter. I gotta get out of here, whatever. But then two Baroque Works agents show up and they're like, we know you're Princess Vivi, prepare to die. And you're like, oh no. So you start running until the Baroque Works agents end up running into the crackhead and the samurai that wanted to be a pirate hunter until he got kicked off the force for police brutality, and they just get messed up, okay? They were no match for either of them. You're Princess Vivi, so you realize now, okay, so I need to get to Alabasta. I don't have a ship. Everybody here has been murdered. Like, you guys seem like you are insane, okay? But I need somebody to depend on. Can you please get me to Alabasta? Like, I would be ever so grateful. So you ask them, and of course, they're terrible people, so you think there's no way they're going to agree to that. And to your surprise, they're all on board. Not because they want to save Alabasta at all. No, far from it. The crackhead just wants to get into another fight. And then the green-haired samurai that wanted to be a pirate hunter until he got kicked off the force for police brutality, he just wants to find more minorities to cut up. And then Nami, the
Oh my god!
sociopath that steals from literally everybody, wants to find her way to the palace so she can get a reward. She wants to rob that palace blind. You can see it in her eyes. She's going to rob you. But you don't have a choice. You need to trust these people, okay? So they agree to take you to Alabasta, so you start going to the next island. You get to the next island. It's an island called Little Garden, okay? You get to Little Garden. It's an
I love that arc, that little small arc, Little Garden. I loved it.
Island where these two giants have been fighting for 100 years. They frame it as in like this honorable competition where no one backs down and they always fight at the exact same time every day. The crackhead likes this. The crackhead and the liar like this a whole lot. The liar likes it because it's bravery to aspire to. The crackhead just likes it when people fight. He is truly a degenerate. But you guys are taking in the sights, you know, everything like that until more Baroque agents show up. And this time it's somebody named Mr. 3. And
He's so funny. Man, I love Mr. 3, especially in Impel Down.
the other two people that tried to assault you on the other island. So it's 3 of them there, and they work out this plan to incapacitate the giants and separate you from all the other people so that they can definitely kill you. Because again, it's very pivotal for this rebellion to happen, and they need to make sure that you end up dead, or at the very least not in Alabasta when it goes down. So Mr. 3 has wax powers, okay? He ate a wax devil fruit, so he encases you in like this wax sculpture. So you're stuck there. It's you, the samurai that wanted to be a pirate hunter until he got kicked off the force for police brutality, and the sociopathic thief. The 3 of you are stuck in this wax sculpture, and you think, this is terrible, I need to save my country. But you know, maybe this isn't the end. Like, these guys are really strong, maybe they've got something up their sleeve. So you look towards your left at the samurai, and the samurai has begun cutting his legs off. You go, what are you doing? Like, what are you going to do after you do that? Like, what's the plan here? And he looks you dead in your eyes and he says,
we pretend the 4 Kids dub never existed. We pretend that dub never existed.
I don't know. And he keeps cutting his legs off. You think I'm doomed. I am certainly dead. I'm going to die
That's what I would have thought. If I started seeing Zoro here being like, all right, I'm done.
To these idiots.
I would have been just, you know what? This is where it ends. This is it. This is literally just it.
And there's nothing I can do. But then you remember, not everybody's caught here. Okay, there's still a crackhead just running through the woods somewhere. Like,
what 4Kids dub? There's no 4Kids dub in Bossing Say.
there's gotta be, maybe he can do this. So you start praying, you go, please, crackhead, you really need a miracle here. You cannot die here. You have to save your country. And as soon as you utter that prayer, this half-naked crackhead comes barreling through the woods and starts assaulting everyone in sight. You're so happy you start cheering him on. Get him, crackhead! Save us, Captain Crackhead! The giants see the crackhead fighting, and even though they are heavily injured from their fights and as well as the trap that Baroque Works have set, they become inspired by this crackhead. They said, I like how you fighting, crackhead.
We love crackhead!
So the crackhead and these two giants beat up everybody until there's no more fighting left to be done, and everybody can leave the island safe and sound. From there you go on to this winter island, pick up this adorable reindeer that can understand animals, and then it's off to Alabasta.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think I need to explain this, but you have wasted so much time with these crackheads. Like, every detour you could possibly make, they make it, okay? They can't help themselves. It gets so bad. So you get to Alabasta and you're like, all right, guys, we've wasted a lot of time. Can we just remember the plan? Let's stay focused. As soon as you park the ship, you're intercepted by some turtle seals, okay?
I love these guys! They made some TCG sleeves for the One Piece TCG, and I'm still looking for them. I want to sleeve up one of my decks in them. They're so cute. I want to sleeve my ace deck in it.
Now these turtle seals know kung fu. It's really wacky, but they can fight, okay? And so they beat up Pinocchio, and they're like, if you want to park here, you're gonna have to fight us. And then you're like, before you can explain to everybody it's fine, let's just park somewhere else. This crackhead has committed another act of animal cruelty. He has beaten up all of the turtle seals, and you're like, God, we have to stop this rebellion. Can we please hurry up? So you manage to stop the crackhead from committing more acts of animal cruelty, and you guys make your way to the capital to stop the rebellion. And the crackhead just starts dragging his feet. He's apparently just tired. He says, you know what? I
would be tired in the desert too, my guy.
I don't want to do this anymore. You're like, you can't quit. Come on, we have to stop this from happening. This violent revolution, this rebellion that shouldn't happen. You agreed that you didn't like this. What about, come on? And he's just like, listen, I don't care. I just don't care. Like, yeah, people are gonna die. I don't care. You know what I really want to do though? Fight that crocodile guy. This crackhead has
I wouldn't fight that man. I would have his children.
Literally told you to your face. He does not.
I would have all of Crocodile's children. This has just become a video of me gooning over Crocodile, zipping over him.
I don't care how many of your friends and family dies. He is fighting Crocodile. He doesn't care. You are so angry at this because you thought everybody was on the same page. You were like, I thought we all wanted to save lives. And he's like, no, I just like fighting. That's what I've been saying this whole time. And so you're mad. You punch him. You forget he's a crackhead from Florida.
This was wild for Vivi to do, right? To fucking hit Luffy. And the fact Luffy ends up hitting her back.
For like 2 seconds. He punches you back immediately. He does not care if you're a woman. I mean, you've seen him assault so many animals. I don't know why you thought he wouldn't punch a woman. He hits you so hard. You're like, all right, whatever. You wanna fight him? Fine, whatever. We can just head straight to his casino. You can fight him all you want. Just please don't hit me again. And now we can finally switch to the perspective of Crocodile. Now, Crocodile really has everything figured out. He knows the Straw Hats are here. He has no idea why they're trying to stop this rebellion, but it's not gonna matter. He has everything figured out. He now even knows that they're on their way to the casino. He sets this trap. They end up captured. Every Straw Hat that he knows about. But he doesn't know about 2 of them, which is the adorable reindeer that they picked up on the
Mr. Prince! And Chopper, I guess.
Island, and also Sanji, the pervert that keeps his hands in his pants. Those 2 are still free. So while Crocodile has these people imprisoned in his casino basement while there's water slowly rising and crocodiles everywhere, like just a true James Bond villain, he gives them his whole evil plan, and then all of a sudden the phone starts ringing. And it's Sanji, and he baits him outside, and Crocodile knows that it's probably like a trap or a trick, but he's like, you know, there's a flood that I'm causing down here, there's alligators everywhere, like, I don't see them escaping. Like, I'll bite. Like, if there's 2 straw hats that I missed, I should probably take care of them. So Crocodile leaves. And from here, we need to fully get into the character of Crocodile, okay? Because this is when we really need to understand exactly who he is.
Such a good villain. He is still one of my favorite villains in One Piece. He might actually still be my favorite villain.
You are Sir Crocodile, okay? You are the baddest villain that's been introduced into the story so far.
Yes.
You have thought of everything. You know,
and the sexiest one.
From your intel that
don't forget that part.
the Straw Hats are coming here. You thought you knew about all the Straw Hats. That's why the bait worked, okay? You're coming outside because you were like, you're mad at yourself. You're like, how could there be 2 extra Straw Hats that I didn't know about? You're frustrated with your subordinates. You don't know who you can trust. You just know that you need to take care of this, okay? So you go outside, you take the bait. Unfortunately, their plan works. Somehow the Straw Hats escape. You're not really tripping about it, but you know you got to take care of Vivi. Vivi could stop this war from happening.
Dofi's right there. I am not there yet.
And you can't have that.
Also, I don't think Doflamingo's that sexy. I think Crocodile is still sexier than Doflamingo.
So you go after him and you try to kill Vivi. But when you try to kill Vivi, the crackhead jumps in and he's like, you guys go ahead. Go to the capital and try to stop the revolution from happening. I can handle this guy. And you are flabbergasted, okay? Because you are a Logia Devil Fruit user. The most powerful Devil Fruit user that we've seen to the story up until this point, by the way. So it's a sand Logia Devil Fruit. So you are able to basically turn your body into sand. So no matter how many times Luffy tries to hit you, it's not gonna work. Every time you'll just turn into sand. Okay? The only weakness that you have is water. But as we've explained earlier, the dance powder that you've been stealing from this country to make it rain is no longer in this country. So there is a massive deficit of water. So like the weakness that you have pretty much non-existent in this entire nation. Like you have really propped yourself up to be that guy. So you have a badass moment, you throw an hourglass in the sand, you're like, all right, listen, I can give you 3 minutes. That's it. I don't have any more time to waste on you. So you beat him up, okay? You beat him down. He is no match for you. You impale him, and then for a brief moment, some water gets on you from the water.
This is when I thought it was over. I'm like, there's no fucking way Luffy dies here.
How did he have water? But you don't let it get to you because you're like, you know, he could have had that on his ship. It doesn't matter, whatever. And for a second, you think he kind of caught on to like, if you get wet, you could be hit. But it doesn't matter. You beat him up, you've impaled him, and you've made a quicksand pit. So you beat him up, you impaled him, and then you throw him into quicksand. Now we gotta pause here for a second, because think about that. You are Sir Crocodile, the most intelligent, hard-working villain that has been introduced to the story up until this point. You have just beat up the protagonist, impaled him, and thrown him into a quicksand pit in the middle of the
Crocodile must have been like, nah, now it's easy. Now I don't have to worry about this guy.
This isn't like what normally happens where people don't do the double tap or they don't wait to make sure that somebody's dead. You beat him up, impaled him, and threw him into a quicksand pit and watched him disappear. Okay? You did everything.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm watching this. I like, my eyes went to this little bug, right? I don't think you could see it. But my eyes were like, is that a bug on my screen?
Threw him into a
look at, it's right here, it's right here.
Sand pit and watched him disappear. Okay?
I'm like, wait, is there a bug on my screen? I was touching my monitor. I'm like, ew. No, it's a bug on his wall.
You did everything you were supposed to do. He's out of the picture. So you go to the capital. And with you going to the capital is the baddest woman in all of One Piece. Nico.
Yes!
Robin in the cowboy hat.
I love Nico Robin.
She is the most down girl that you have ever known in your entire life. She will do anything for you. Like you and her are like this.
Yes!
And she is pivotal for what you really want, which I'm about to explain. Your true goal is to find an ancient weapon, and the way that you do that is by reading an ancient stone tablet. Now, Miss Nico Robin in the cowboy hat, she is the only...
I know her new Elbaf design. I am so thankful that Oda gave her bangs back, but can we please give her cowboy hat back? Oh my God!
Person that can read this stone tablet. So again, another reason for you and her to be like this. Okay, you guys are never going to betray each other. You guys are like this. It's awesome. She's awesome. And just, she's so bad. She's so bad. So you and Nico Robin in the cowboy hat make your way to the palace. You beat up the king and you make them tell you where the stone tablet is. But after that, Vivi comes running up and you're like, oh, Vivi, I guess you made it. Too bad we already know what we need to know when the rebellion is literally happening as we speak and you couldn't stop anything. That's just tragic. Tell you what, Nico Robin in the cowboy hat, why don't you take King Cobra to the stone tablet and wait for me there? I got to do some villain monologuing for a second. Which, to be clear, you've earned. This entire arc has gone the way that you've seen so, and not even a crackhead has stopped you, okay? So you've done better than everybody up until this point. So you laugh at Vivi's face and you think, you know, I should probably still take care of you though. So you throw her off the building, you look up at the sky to do your evil villain laugh, and while you're looking up, you see something. You go, is that a bird? And no, it's not a bird. It's a crackhead riding a bird coming down to run the ones with you. The same crackhead that you beat up, stabbed, threw into a quicksand pit in the middle of the desert, he has now returned riding a bird and carrying a barrel of water. You were...
He came prepared.
Like, I know that's not...
I can't even blame him. This guy's made out of sand.
Not who I think it is. Really put yourself in Crocodile's shoes, okay? You beat him up, stabbed him, threw him into a quicksand pit in the middle of the desert, and now he has somehow returned with a barrel of water and fast travel. Like,
I'd be so fucking pissed if I was Crocodile. I'd be so fucking pissed.
How? How did he do that? So this time, because he has the barrel of water and he's figured out your weakness, he starts putting water on his fists to beat you up. He is kind of fighting this time. So this is the equivalent of like you beat up a crackhead and it's easy for you. He shows up a little bit later, but he's fighting harder. You still beat him though, and you get rid of all that pesky water. Okay, so you're like, okay, I don't know where you found this water, but there should not be any more in this entire nation, okay? The water's gone. You beat him up, and then you grab him, you use your other devil fruit power to turn him into a mummy, okay? So now you're like, this surely is over.
Surely, so surely he's gone now. Surely he's dead now.
Mummify him, and you throw him off the building just like you did Vivi. You look up at the sky for any other crackheads riding birds that might save him from the fall, and you do a maniacal laugh, and you make your way to Miss All Sunday in the mausoleum. You show up and you're a little bit tired because you were like, oh, crackhead was kind of fighting that time. Oh, baby, where Pluton at? Shit, we gotta get out of here. And she's like, actually, there's nothing on this stone tablet that says where Pluton is. Like, you can't believe it. You were sure that this was where Pluton was, but then something else clicks for you. When you beat up that crackhead in the middle of the desert, Nico Robin in the cowboy hat, she was with you. So that means the only way that he could have come out is if she pulled him out. And now she's not telling you where Pluton is. You're like, wow, is you with me or what? You know? So you get into an argument with your girl. Things get heated. She gets upset. You get upset. But then in the middle of that argument, you hear somebody screaming your name. You turn around and this bloody beaten...
I'd be so mad if I was Crocodile. His crash out is so valid.
Crackhead has come back to run the ones with you in this basement of a mausoleum. You were like, what? Okay, for real, stop. Okay, everybody pause. How are you still here? But you see this crackhead and you're like, all right, it does not matter how you're still here. All right, I'm tired of this. I'm ending this. You don't have any more water, so you can't. And before you can finish that sentence, he punches you right in the face and sends you flying through a wall. The rules of the world that you have been living your life by are suddenly crumbling right before you. You were like, time out. How did you do that? What's going on? There's no water around at all.
How does Luffy do most of the stuff he does?
And you see that this crackhead has started using his own blood to beat you senseless. You were like, is this really how this day is going to end up for me? And it is. This crackhead is now fighting harder than ever. When he should be exhausted, he is beating you up with his own bloody knuckles. You realize just how much of a crackhead that he is and how you were just woefully underprepared to throw hands with him. So you think, listen, I'm tired of this, okay? I'm so tired of this, all right? So you bring out your poison dagger, and you're like, that's it. I'm going to stab you with this poison dagger. So you stab him. So now he's poisoned. So keep in mind, all of this happens within the span of the day. All of this happens in the span of the day. Couldn't be more than just like a few hours. You have beaten up this crackhead on 2 separate occasions. The first time, you stabbed him and threw him in a quicksand pit. And the second time after you beat him up, you turned him into a mummy. Now you have poisoned him, and surely he should be done by now, right? But he shows no signs of slowing
No.
down. You are so frustrated, but you think, you know what, it's fine, okay? There's a bomb that's gonna go off in the city, and maybe that's gonna do something that's gonna turn the tides. It might even kill him. Like, I'm a Logia Devil Fruit user, so I'm gonna be fine. Like, it should be fine. You start praying for the bomb to go off, but it's just not coming.
No.
You're like, what is going on? And you start waiting, you keep fighting him until eventually the bomb does go off, but it goes off in the sky. You were like, what's happening out there? What's going on out there? None of this is making sick. You look right at the crackhead and you're like, what did you do? What are you doing? Who are you? Why are you doing this? Why are you here?
Why are you
don't just go
ruining my
home?
plans?
Why? And he looks you dead in your eyes and he goes, I just like fighting. And he starts whooping your ass again. So you are exhausted, okay? You don't know how you're going to stop this crackhead, but you know you got to keep fighting. But this crackhead is showing no signs of slowing down. If anything, for whatever reason, he's getting even more powerful now that he's using his own blood to beat you up. So he is just wrecking you until finally it's just all over. You can't keep up. He launches you out of the basement, through the ceiling, and out into the real world. You are knocked out. And on the way out, he picks up Nico, Robin, and the cowboy hat. So from Crocodile's perspective, this crackhead has followed him to his basement, beat him up in his own house, and then took his girl. And then on his way out, he told the Navy, oh yeah, that guy's a criminal. So they arrest you. Not only do you get beaten up and your girl taken from you by a crackhead, but you are going to jail. That has got to be the worst day that Crocodile has ever had, bar none. And I just feel so bad for him because he really did everything right. But that's it, guys. Alabasta from the perspective of Crocodile. I just feel so bad for him, to be honest. And to be honest, it really makes me think that Doflamingo
I agree.
probably feels a similar way because he was Crocodile if he succeeded. And it's just, you know, it just goes to show whenever you come face to face with that crackhead, just avoid him. Just don't
run
try
the
to
other
fight him.
direction.
It's not worth it. It
Literally,
truly is
just
not worth
run
it.
the
That's
other
it for
direction.
this one, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being
This was
interested.
fun.
And I will see you next time.
Thank you to whoever recommended. This was a fun video. Vanilla Sunrise, thank you for the follow. What a fun video. Man, Crocodile had it rough. Was he right morally? Absolutely not. Crocodile is a fuck-ass motherfucker. But listen, hear me out. He can't lie. He's a pretty good villain. He had it all figured out. And then Luffy showed up. Yep. You can't sit here and tell me that he wasn't a great villain. Look, it's me. Anyways, great video. I will now subscribe to this guy. He earned my sub. Let me see. How many spoilers does this video have? I mean, it talks about the introduction to Blackbeard, so I'm hoping this video doesn't have too many spoilers, because I am still in the middle of Fishman Island. So, anyways, analyzing Blackbeard's introduction, how to introduce a villain. My god. Blackbeard, another villain who had it figured out. Yup. Why is this loading? Oh, there we go.
Oh, hey, man. Want to hear me talk about my latest hyperfixation?
Yes.
I think we can all agree that anime villains are pretty cool, right? Aizen,
They do be kinda
Madara, Toguro, Frieza, all some of the most well-written and fan favorites of their respective series. Which brings up the question of why are they so beloved? Well, besides the obvious reason of it's just fun to watch a villain do evil stuff on screen, an equally important reason is
Not fucking Megamind, dude.
also how villains are presented, mainly through a good introduction. All these powerful and charismatic people are introduced in threatening ways that befit their personality, and villains are typically given some of the best introductions. Let's take Toguro, for example. Toguro is introduced by abusing a little girl and making her
So
cry
sad.
by killing her birds, the only source of comfort she had in imprisonment, all to appease his boss. showing not only his cold manner and conduct, but also his hatred for humanity and life, which we find out is due to his past with Genkai. He cares so
I've not seen this anime, but I'm sitting here and nodding. Yep.
little about anything earthly that he barely even looks at the incredibly valuable crystal tears on the ground that Yukina created. This intro is good because it
Oh, Yu Yu Hakusho. Okay.
establishes a few base traits of Toguro while not divulging too much of his character, while also
Thank
showing
you,
how much of a threat
Creely. I
and a
appreciate
bad guy
it.
he is.
Thank you.
It hooks you because you want to know why he's such a douchebag. Jokes aside, my point is that introductions matter a lot. Which brings me to our subject for this video.
Marshall D. Teach, aka the deck that beats my Bonnie deck. Fuck this guy.
Blackbeard.
Sorry, I have a lot of trauma from locals.
from
One Piece locals.
And his introduction in episode 146. And how it is the perfect example for a good villain introduction. But before we can get into that, like always, some context will be required.
Yerp.
We first have to start off with Blackbeard's build-up to their introduction. Blackbeard is first mentioned in the Drum Kingdom arc by Dalton, when he is asked what happened to their once prosperous medical nation.
So that's the reason you acted that way when we showed up.
Yes. After the attack, the word pirate still terrifies everyone on this island. I'm sorry about the way we treated you.
Oh.
Their group was small as well. Only 5
Blackbeard.
people. Their captain called himself Blackbeard. Their power was so incredible they destroyed our entire country faster than you would believe.
This is a shock to not just Usopp and Vivi, but the audience as well. As up to this point, Luffy and the Straws
He looks like a nice guy. I mean, maybe, but he is not a nice man. Blackbeard is not a nice guy.
with small town to city level threats. Besides Mihawk, the main 4 villains up to this point had been Buggy, Kuro, Don Krieg, and Arlong, who haven't been huge threats physically. Either they were beaten easily like Kuro and Buggy, or with some effort with Luffy still mostly dominating the fight like with Krieg and Arlong. None of these guys had any capacity for the amount of destruction that Blackbeard has been built up to have.
Blackbeard's
showing that
devil
they will
fruit is literally so broken and disgusting.
Not only be a huge threat, but easily the biggest one Luffy and the gang have faced, all without ever being shown on screen yet. That brings us to the episode in question, episode 146.
Jaya.
Before we can get to Blackbeard though, we need to go over each Blackbeard pirate's introduction, as they all contribute to how good Blackbeard's is. Our first member of the Blackbeard pirates that we will be introduced to is the sniper, Van Augur. And it's as the Straw Hats are sailing up to Mocktown, the setting for the next couple of episodes. Chopper is sitting there enjoying the day and watching the birds, when suddenly, without any sort of noise, they all fall to the ground, having been fatally shot. Chopper, using his medical knowledge, is able to pinpoint
My
the boat's trajectory
baby,
based
my
off the entry
baby.
wounds, pinpointing them to Mocktown. Usopp and Nami both comment on how absurd it would be for a sniper to have hit those shots, because it would have been from an island they are traveling toward, which is miles away. We then see a smoking gun, and we are introduced to the man himself, sitting on top of a roof. Although Van Augur comes off as stoic and serious, you can
I also have trauma from this guy. His card pops all my Bonnie cards.
see why Blackbeard would want him on his crew. He has absolutely no qualms or empathy for killing these innocent animals, and in fact blames them for being easy targets, chalking their deaths up to fate,
So
and not even taking
gross.
responsibility for shooting
Have you
them.
seen the video I turned Pokemon Legends Arceus new movie yet? I have not.
We are then introduced to our next Blackbeard pirate, Jesus Burgess, who is the complete
Disgusting.
opposite of Van Augur. Well, Van Augur is
The entire Blackbeard deck is so gross.
quiet and unsettling, Jesus Burgess is loud, abrasive, and completely psychopathic. Like, literally the definition of psychopath fits Jesus Burgess to a T. I mean, he goes up to this random dude, says, "Hey, I'm the fighting champion," and then beats him up. And when
Literally,
he is told, "Hey, this dude is a part of a
just
dangerous
didn't
gang,"
do
he
anything.
doesn't care. I mean, look at him. The final member that we meet gets to actually talk to the
Doc Q and Stronger. I like this. This scene's funny. Where he offers Luffy the apple, and then Luffy's like, "Ooh, apple!" And like Zoro's like, "Luffy,
Straw
no!"
Hats, unlike the other two. It's the seemingly frail but conniving Dr. Doc Q. He first appears to just be an
Oh
old
my
sick man who has fallen
goodness.
over in the street. When the Straw Hats help him back onto his horse, Stronger,
I love Stronger. He's just a horse.
he in return gives them an apple as a token of appreciation. Then this happens.
Care for an apple?
Do you take it for idiot?
I love this scene. This scene is so funny.
We never trust food from someone like you.
Hey, look, apples!
A huge explosion erupts from a nearby building. A man in the crowd explains
my
that a group
God.
of people were eating apples when suddenly one of them exploded, killing everybody in the building. After some panic from Nami trying to get Luffy to spit the apple out, Doc Q laughs and remarks that Luffy simply got a lucky one, as he would have exploded from that first bite.
Oh my
So
goodness.
all of Blackbeard's crew in this episode have already been established. And they're exactly what
Can
he
we
was
watch
proved
that scene
as he
again?
beat apple in every
I
crowd
think it's so
for an
hilarious.
Do you take us for idiots? We never trust food from someone like you.
Hey, look, apples!
a huge
Hey, look, apple.
So all of Blackbeard's crew in this episode have already been established. And they're exactly what you expect for villains, with very villain-esque introductions. Hurting animals, beating up townsfolk, blowing up 5 people with an apple.
Yep.
This is all a build-up to Blackbeard. Even though a
Marshall
first-time watcher wouldn't know
Leach.
that yet. And speaking of Blackbeard, we can finally move on to...
Oh, you know, God, I remember watching this, and I mean, I already knew who Blackbeard was, right? Because, you know, I play the card game. Okay, at the time, Blackbeard was a very popular deck because it was 1, cheap, and 2, pretty strong. But I remember really liking the scene where Luffy and Zoro just chose not to fight, and Blackbeard being like commending that almost, being like, yeah, this guy knows what he's doing.
Now, for
Oh yeah, fuck the Celestial Dragons. I say as I'm holding my emu deck.
someone as villainous and vile as Blackbeard, you'd expect an extremely scary and evil introduction. But Blackbeard, in contrast to the rest of his crew, is introduced in a very non-villainous way.
Yeah,
Luffy
he's
and
just
Blackbeard
chilling.
both order a cherry pie at a bar and have completely contrasting opinions on its tastes. Then a completely different opinion about the drink. Then a completely different opinion on how to kill hookers. And then have a full-blown dick measuring contest about who can order the most food. Which escalates further into Blackbeard asking about Luffy's bounty and then saying he's lying when he says it's 30 million. Alright. Back to serious mode. Calm down. Right away, this is a very atypical introduction for a villain. And
like-
most first-time watchers
I think most people who don't know who the fuck Blackbeard is, who were watching this scene, must have just thought this was some just random ass dude and probably had no idea that this man, this character right here, is going to be a major fucking villain.
probably wouldn't even realize this is supposed to be Blackbeard. This
No.
is a very comedic scene, but it does
It
have
is.
a purpose, and it's actually quite a good way to show off Luffy
The
and
bartender
Blackbeard's
can get it.
dynamic, which I will fully explain later. After Blackbeard leaves, we get the scene where Bellamy beats up Luffy and Zoro for believing in the Sky Island and for being in his territory.
Bellamy,
Oh shit!
Fuck you.
I kind of fucked up my notes a little bit. Let me just. Luffy and Zoro let a complete unambitious clown beat them up, so he
Yep.
could feel better about himself and feel like a big strong boy again. After that, we get the single most important scene in not only the episode, but also one of the most important scenes in One Piece, period. Nami walks out of the bar
Yup.
carrying Luffy and Zoro's
I
bloody
knew it.
unconscious bodies, when she is interrupted by a voice saying that the Sky Island the crew has been searching for exists.
Is real!
Contrary to everyone else in Mocktown, like Bellamy's opinion. That voice belongs to Blackbeard, who is simply eating cherry pie on the side of the road. He then asks why Nami is so angry, as Luffy and Zoro did win that fight, all without throwing a punch. Luffy, upon hearing Blackbeard's words, thinks about Shanks and Ace, and how he eventually wants to meet back up with them again when he sees himself as a distinguished pirate. Blackbeard comments on Nami's moxie, and Luffy and Zoro slowly get up and dust themselves off. As they do, Blackbeard starts monologuing, saying that this new era that people
Oh, God. This scene is so good.
are discussing is complete crap, laughing at the idea of a pirate era with 0 ambitious pirates, before slamming his rum bottle down, completely dissipating the crowd around them, and proudly declaring with 5 simple words.
人の夢は終わらねえ!
I got chills. I literally got chills. I got chills.
This statement gathers mockery from the crowd, who believe Blackbeard is just a crazy man.
Is he a crazy man?
Simply continues to laugh and laugh, not giving a
That-
damn.
yeah, no,
about
that
the
is literally
crowd's
aura.
opinion. They then address Luffy, who is now standing and looking dead on at them, saying that the crowd can laugh all they want, but when you aim high, you come across fights that are not worth fighting.
Yep.
Despite being prompted to answer multiple times, Luffy never speaks in this scene. He simply continues to stare at Blackbeard, before they finally turn around and leave. As they depart, you get a split-screen shot of both of them departing in opposite directions, but ultimately
Man.
aiming for the same goal. Then the scene ends.
Such a good scene.
Moving on, had earlier when he first met Luffy and learned about his bounty.
How big's your bounty?
30 million.
30 million? For you? I wouldn't believe it even if I collected it!
Calling me a liar, you fat
I really like his English dub voice. I love his accent.
Harry!
Dan Augur, Jesus Burgess, and Doc Q, as they all walk off to go hunt Luffy down for his bounty. So why is this introduction so great? Well... Where is it?
Go on.
Come on, you can do this. Just shoot yourself out of
Whoa,
the cannon.
no, let's
It's
not
a
do
big deal.
that.
I mean, you gotta talk about Blackbeard,
That's
right?
a little extreme, no?
Let's do this. We actually take our... The other side of the Atlantic Ocean. Ugh. I have a couple ideas. Despite how unconventional Blackbeard's introduction is, it does
did
achieve
his English VA pass away? Oh no, I had no idea. Rest in peace.
everything a great villain introduction should. The first thing being that it doesn't come out of nowhere. Blackbeard's existence and his effect on people has already been set up by Dalton. Narratively speaking, the audience and the Straw Hats already have prior knowledge of his existence. So not only is this a satisfying reveal for an audience member, finally being able to see the person behind all these abhorrent actions they've heard about, but also, we know right away how bad it is that they are now after Luffy and the gang.
That's really
Foreshadowing is already a pretty good narrative device when used well, and Blackbeard's introduction is a perfect example of a good usage of foreshadowing. It also gives a perfect setup for Luffy and Blackbeard's relationship to each other, as people who have similar goals, but completely different ways of achieving said goals. In fact, Blackbeard and Luffy's similarities is one of the most important parts about this introduction. So let's go over a couple of those similarities, both the external and very apparent, and the more internal and more obscure. They both have a love of food and gather crewmates through their charismatic ways. And they both hate unambitious people, and they both take similar actions against non-ambitious people, with Luffy punching Bellamy into the earth, and Blackbeard making Sarquis eat dirt. Those are all external similarities that you could just see from watching the show. Blackbeard and Luffy are also more ideologically similar than you might think, as they both have a grander dream of being king of the pirates, as well as believing that dreams are incredibly valuable and important to not only pirates, but for anybody. Luffy and Blackbeard are very internally and externally similar.
Yeah, Blackbeard is Luffy's dark mirror, him if he took a different path. I never thought of it like that. That is such an interesting way to think about it.
But where they are truly different is the actions they undertake as pirates. Throughout the story of One Piece, Luffy is pretty consistently shown to be very altruistic and selfless, even to the detriment of his own life and in turn
to say the least.
I mean, it'd be pretty hard to become Pirate King if you're, fucking dead. But Luffy still takes action and does things that just feel right in his head, and is incidentally rewarded with something to further his dream. He doesn't beat Arlong up for Nami because he needs a navigator, or save Robin from the collapsing rubble in Alabasta, or later in Enies Lobby because he needs an archaeologist. He simply does it because he believes that's the right thing to do, and the best thing to help his friends. Luffy almost dies doing things like liberating countries, things that won't even further his goal to become Pirate King, because they're just the right thing to do. They're morally good things to do. Blackbeard follows the same principle, doing things in their head that they feel is a good course of action, but in the polar opposite direction. Often
their moral compasses are like complete opposites.
Shown as cowardly, pragmatic, and opportunistic. While Luffy will do things that will have no benefit to him, Blackbeard does things that will only exclusively benefit them. You can even see this with how both of them approach fights. Luffy will go in with absolutely no plan against people who are going to beat his ass and are stronger than him, like Katakuri and Doflamingo, and just kind of wings it with how he wins. And Blackbeard only exclusively attacks people who he can benefit from and goes in with a set plan in mind, and basically guaranteed victory, unless something goes wrong.
What a dirty man!
Every fight, and I mean every fight Blackbeard has ever been in, they had something to gain or a grander goal with that fight. With Ace, they wanted to turn him in and become a warlord. With Whitebeard, Boa, and Law, they wanted an exceptionally powerful devil fruit. I mean, the Love fruit, the Quake fruit, and the Opie fruit are some of the most busted devil fruits in the entire
Law's fruit is so interesting.
Series. No wonder Blackbeard wanted them. Even their devil fruits are in a complete contrast. Luffy's being representative of the sun and light, being obtained completely on accident.
This scene is so funny. This scene is so silly.
And Blackbeard's being representative of the moon and darkness, being obtained through Blackbeard's careful plan.
Thatch. That's Thatch, right? I'm not crazy. I only know this because I'm building my Ace deck right now and Thatch is in it.
Planning and actively seeking it out. Blackbeard's introduction establishes these similarities and differences almost immediately.
Yeah, Lost Root isn't for combat. It's more so to manipulate the environment around him, if I'm remembering correctly.
There's something unique about Blackbeard, as they're the first person that Luffy struggles to get a good read on. Typically, Luffy is a very good judge of character, being able to discern a person's motives or personality pretty quickly, and is able to adapt accordingly based on that assumption. You could see this with people like Robin and Buggy, who, despite having an evil exterior, Luffy still, after judging them for a little bit, trusts ultimately, and he's correct about these assumptions. Because both Robin and Buggy are ultimately good people. But when Blackbeard gives their whole grand dream speech, Luffy's expression is that of caution and fear. Something
he
has with Luffy.
A bad feeling about this man, and he was right! He was right.
His whole personality. Blackbeard's ambition and
Are we setting up on One Piece? Because it's my favorite anime. I love One Piece.
Alice is so great.
I also play the TCG, but like this is legitimately my favorite anime.
Luffy has no idea how to react. Him and Blackbeard have had contrasting opinions on everything up until now, with the pies and the drinks. But when Luffy hears Blackbeard say something that he should completely agree with, it's almost scary.
No, yeah, I mean, Luffy literally said nothing to him. He just looked at him and was like, strange.
he doesn't want to relate to somebody
No.
who gives off such a malicious feeling. And it's almost like he knows this will not be
This
their last
guy
time
just
meeting.
has
And
a
all of this is
completely
gathered from a
opposite moral
simple facial expression.
compass.
Lastly, this introduction also establishes Blackbeard's personality, something very important for a good character introduction in general to introduce, and for a good villain to have. First off, their charisma, being able to gather a crew of strong and ideologically aligned people, as well as their slower and more methodical side. Instead of actively beating people up or killing things like the rest of their crew, Blackbeard's just chilling in a bar eating cherry pie, waiting for somebody with a high bounty like Luffy to hunt down and kill. These character traits eventually get expanded
thank
on
you so
later, with
much
Blackbeard's
for
charisma and
the
ability to rally
follow.
people
Thank
being used to
you.
gather strong crew members like Shiryu or Katarina Devon, as well as their slower, more methodical approach being applied to all their plans, such as obtaining Whitebeard's Devil Fruit, taking control of Pirate Island, becoming a warlord so the government get off their neck, and even the
Disgusting.
long con plan of obtaining the Yami Yami no Mi. Both of these primary character traits are shown to the audience right from the jump with Blackbeard's introduction,
What episode are you on? I am in the middle of Fishman Island right now.
hooking us to the character right away and waiting to see them more, which is exactly what a good character introduction should set out to accomplish. And with that all out of the way, let's go back and review.
Yeah, I think, Luffy, like he said, has a really good judgment of people. He can read people really well. He's right. I think Blackbeard is the first person Luffy just wasn't sure about. And you know what? He was right! He was right!
In summary, Blackbeard's introduction is amazing because it achieves not only what a good villain introduction should be, but also what just a good character introduction should do in general. It was previously set up and foreshadowed. It establishes the relationship with the main character.
Oda, the man you are. The man you are, Oda. Thank you for cooking.
And their motivations, and gives the audience a basic idea of the character and some traits while leaving them wanting more. It is for these three core reasons why I believe Blackbeard's introduction is a masterclass in writing, and based on the
Thank you,
trajectory of
Oda!
One Piece as an ongoing narrative,
I
might
love
be an
you,
introduction
Oda.
for one of the greatest villains in anime
Yeah, One
history.
Piece should
An
be ending
amazing
soon.
introduction
True.
for an equally amazing and delightfully evil big bad. Oh hey, real quick, I just wanted to say thank you for 100 subs. I guess this is
wow.
the 100 sub special.
100 subs. I hope you have more now. This was a great video. You have 2,000. Fuck yeah. You know what? You get a sub from
In
me.
a way, I honestly didn't think I'd get this far, so I just really quickly
deserve
like
it.
to thank you
It's a
all
great
for giving me
video.
the motivation to keep creating content. So thank you. Okay, video done now. I sweat.
Gotta love and hate Blackbeard, man. Please don't die, Oda. You know what? Yeah, Oda, please don't die. Oda, please, we need you to cook. Please keep cooking. I'm begging. I'm begging you, Oda. Oh, gosh. Okay. We have time for one more video, but I need to pee first. I need to go to the bathroom. So I will be right back. Chitali, thank you so much for the follow. I am gonna go piss. But I'll be right back and then we'll we'll watch a video. Yep. All right. BRB. am back. I did wash my hands before anybody asks. No ferret. I just didn't want to bother putting ferret today. Just gonna use my BRB screen. I don't get to use it very often, so. Anyways. You know what's better than a ferret? Me, Poseidon. I'm better. Alright, we're gonna fit in one more video. Let's see. I kind of wanted to see if there was a... There's a lot of videos by this, by Melon Tea. I'm trying to see if there's one without spoilers. I feel like a lot of these will have spoilers. We've watched The Purpose of Skypiea before. I know we watched that. We probably can't watch Robin and Hope since there will be spoilers. I haven't seen Film Red. I haven't seen Dressrosa yet. We could probably watch One Piece, The Freedom of Genre. God.
Yeah.
I love One Piece. Melon Tea, great. This video contains spoilers through WCI. WCI? What is WCI? I'm trying to think. That's not Water 7. Is it Whole Cake Island? I haven't seen Whole Cake, then we can't watch this one. Whole Cake is... I don't know if it's a... I still have Punk Hazard and Dressrosa to get through. And I think Whole Cake's after that, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't know. Let's see. We're gonna watch a video. I think if we were to watch a video on like Water 7, it would be a long Oh, it looks like I have tried to watch this one. I don't know. I try not to watch anything with like animations on stream just because it's how do I say it? Typically animations are gonna get copyrighted. That's a few arcs. You don't want them to be spoiled. You're reading or watching? I'm watching. I don't really read. I mean, I'm a TCG player. Of course I don't read, chat. I mean, who the fuck is surprised? Poseidon doesn't know how to read. We can watch Water 7 is hilarious. Because it is my favorite arc. The Water 7 saga, I guess I would say, is my favorite arc. God, so good. I feel like TCG players are the last people to read. We could watch... Because I don't want to watch something too long, because I do want to play, what's it called? Poker Rogue. So we'll watch Water 7 is hilarious.
You know, lately...
By Mugiwara no Goofy, because his videos are funny. Water 7 is my favorite arc from One Piece, and there is no denying that. I kind of lump Enies Lobby with Water 7, so when I refer to Water 7, I'm also referring to Enies Lobby. But truly, it is my favorite arc of One Piece, up until where I'm at right now with Fishman Island. But, so good, so good. I don't think an arc has made me weep and sob and cry as much as Water 7. Sorry, Marineford. Marineford was close to that, but Water 7, that is peak to me. So anyways, Water 7 is hilarious by Mugiwara no Goofy.
I've been thinking a lot about Rob Lucci. You guys know me as a...
What a great villain. Rob Lucci, I'm like I said, I'm up to Fishman Island right now, but I find his character so interesting. He is such a manipulative character, and I feel like you got to see a lot of that in Enies Lobby, but I want to see more of him, which I know he will come out at some point, but my god, such an interesting guy.
Bonafide hater, it makes me so happy to see him flounder about on Egghead Island trying to prove that he's really like that. But it got me thinking about the time that Luffy and
I don't
Lucci
know what he
first
just
met,
said right
and
now.
that's just gotta be hilarious.
I just
from
heard
Lucci's
random
perspective,
words.
which is what I want to talk about today. So buckle in, guys, because today we are talking about what might be my favorite arc in all of One Piece, or at least
based.
The start of my favorite arc, because I think Innie's Lobby is the climax that we all look forward to. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Water 7's awesome. And today we are going to talk about it. But before we get to Rob Lucci and how much I hate him, we need to take a look at the events that happened as soon as the Straw Hats.
I'm just kidding. I hate him. He also destroys the body deck in the TCG. Fuck that guy.
It's got to Water 7. And to do this, we can look at the events of Water 7 through the eyes of a character that, no doubt, he must have been so confused with everything that was happening. And that person is the mayor of Water 7 himself, Iceberg. Iceberg got a pretty sweet gig. He is the president of the shipbuilding company as well as the mayor of Water 7. Everybody loves him.
He is just a rich man who's also a good man. He's a good guy. You will not find a single person in town that does not like Iceberg. And he does a pretty good job. He's a very good leader. But yeah, Iceberg's got it pretty good as of right now. So imagine being Iceberg when suddenly you get a call from your gatekeeper, Kokoro. She calls you. Background music's playing, my bad. There we go. You up and she's frantic. She's like, Iceberg, it's that damn frog again. He's trying to fight the train. Also, no! I forgot his name. But the frog! So a bunch of crackheads are here now. And so Iceberg gets the news about the giant frog fighting the train again, which is apparently just something that happens every Thursday. And of course, he is more alarmed by the crackhead pirates that are trying to get into Water 7. So of course, Iceberg is like, okay, well, obviously I don't want them in here. Shoo them away. Tell them they can't come in. But Kokoro's drunk, so instead of shooing the Straw Hats away, she gives them a full map of Water 7 and tells them exactly where they can find Iceberg. Kokoro has set these dangerous lunatics loose in Iceberg City. What's hilarious is that because Kokoro is drunk, the map that she hands Luffy, it's just crayon scribbles. Like, she literally draws like a kindergarten. Nami cannot read that. Nami cannot read that. Like, it is exactly something that Luffy would draw. So because they can't read the map, the Straw Hats are now loose in Water 7 with no certain path. And if you know anything about these lunatics, you know that is for sure a worse option. And so what these crackheads are doing in Iceberg City, they are trying to take all of the gold that they stole from God and get it transferred into money so that they can pay for a shipwright to fix the Mary. This is why seconds later, Iceberg gets another call from someone in his city telling him that these lunatics are just dragging around a cart of gold. And then they rent one of the seahorse boats and just start going crazy. I want a seahorse boat like that. I think the seahorse boat looks fucking sick. Crazy everywhere. So Iceberg's tracking these lunatics, but you know, they're not doing anything wrong. And if they really have a cart of gold, they're just lugging everywhere. Iceberg's like, who's your favorite One Piece character? Nico Robin. Which should tell you why I really like Water 7. We'll do business with him, why not? And while he's chilling, Iceberg gets another call about pirates inside the shipyard. But this isn't the crackheads that are loose in Water 7. This is actually another group of pirates that say they are not going to pay for their ship being fixed by the shipwrights, which as a businessman, you can understand why that bothers Iceberg so much. Yeah. So he tells Khalifa, yeah, we better go down there and try to resolve whatever's going on. So Iceberg and Khalifa go down to the shipyard, but before they can get involved in all, the workers in the shipyard actually beat up all the pirates already. Now, these shipwrights in Water 7 can fight, okay? And Iceberg loves them all. They're basically like family to him. They can do more than fight. Daps all of them up individually, like, what up, Paulie? Oh what boy, up, Lucci, can they do more than fight. So Lucci and the others beat up the pirates that were causing problems in the shipyard. And that's when the lunatics that came into your city a little while ago, they finally make it to the shipyard. And they are carrying 3 briefcases filled with money. It's over 300 million berries. They tell Iceberg that they need someone to take a look at the Mary because it is in really bad shape. So again, think about it from Iceberg's perspective. These are lunatics loose in your city, but they've got 300 million berries. What are you gonna do? Tell them to leave? No, you're not. You're gonna tell Kaku to go check out the ship and tell them what they can do. And that is what happens. So Kaku takes off and Iceberg is left alone with the lunatics. Once there, Iceberg decides to take them on a tour so we can ask them some questions and get to know them just a little bit more. But while Iceberg is chilling with the Straw Hats, the Frankie family shows up out of nowhere and steals 200 million berries from the Straw Hats. That's insane. Iceberg knew was gonna happen eventually. I mean, they're waving briefcases full of money wherever they go. They're gonna get their shit took eventually. It looks like the Frankie family were just the first people to do it. And so to introduce the Frankie family, they're basically just a bunch of homeless weirdos that look like they all hang out in the sewer and have dance parties and drink cola. So if you were a part of this underground... Isn't that kind of what they already do? Crime organization known as the Frankie family, and you saw 200 million berries just laying around. That amount of money is going to change your dirty homeless life forever, okay? You're definitely going to jack it. So the Straw Hats, of course, go after the Frankie family, but before they can beat them up, Paulie, one of the shipwrights, actually intervenes, and he beats up the Frankie family for them and returns their money. Well, no, that's a lie. He didn't return it. He was actually just beating them up so that he could take the money for himself and then hit up Crocodile's casino to satisfy his crippling gambling addiction. But luckily, Lucci jumps in too and makes Paulie give the money back. All right, well, I'm glad we got our money back. Whoa, hey. What the hell are you looking at, man? This was when I thought Lucci was actually mute. So,
Got a problem? Cuckoo! No problem here, Mr. Mugiwara. I'm just happy to help. I didn't ask you a damn thing, Bird. I'm talking to Mr. Silent Protagonist over here. What's up? You trying to pick a dialogue option? Relax, crackhead. That's just Rob Lucci. He's all right. Trust me. This shipyard wouldn't be half as effective if he wasn't here. So is this what you do? You just let other people talk for you?
Rob Coochie.
That's selfish and conceited. I don't like you. Cool. I really don't know what I did to provoke this. I don't got any problems with you, Bird. Just fly away. Because if you keep trying to defend your boy, I'm gonna have to make me some pigeon nuggets. All right, everybody just calm down and listen to this, okay? I was technically the one who saved your money, all right? So if you really want to thank me for doing that, how about you give me 10%? All right, it really would go at least 100. Whoa, hey, whoa. Oh my God, what is she doing here? Who is this?
Oh, Jesus Christ. The simping's crazy.
She got her legs out like that. People are trying to work here, and wait a minute, what the hell are you wearing, Califa? Why is everyone in this shipyard so sexy today? So Iceberg and Califa finish giving the Straw Hats the tour, and this is when, again, Iceberg starts to really think about, I kind of like these guys. They are funny
pretty
as hell.
cool.
And the feeling is mutual. Luffy even asks Iceberg if he wants to join their crew, which, of course, Iceberg has to say no. I mean, he's the mayor of Water 7,
he has to watch over the entire city.
He almost regretfully turns them down. But that's when Kaku comes back to report on the condition of the Mary. And unfortunately, Kaku says that the Mary is on her last legs, and there's nothing anyone could do to fix her. So these idiots start waving their money around again like, unfixable, please. Just you tell me how much money you need, Mr. Iceberg, to fix this here ship. I promise we got it. And so, of course, Iceberg is just like, no, that's not how it works. This ship has clearly been through a lot. Like, even if we replace every board on the ship, which is probably what needs to happen, it's still, at that point, you're buying a new ship anyway. Just give it up. If you're gonna be captain, you have gotta be more responsible than this. So in the middle of all this arguing about the Mary's future, the Frankie family shows up again, and they beat up Usopp and steal over 200...
Oh my God, this scene makes me so sad. Poor Usopp.
million berries. And so this is when Luffy, Sanji, Chopper, and Zoro all track the Frankie family down to avenge Usopp, who got his ass whooped twice by the Frankie family, by the way, because he actually tracked them down first after he lost the money to try to get it back, and they just whooped his ass all over again. So the lunatics run off to go avenge Usopp and get their money back, and Iceberg knows something that he's not telling them right now. Iceberg knows the leader of the Frankie family, which is a guy called Frankie, and he's actually really close to him. Now, Iceberg knows that Frankie is actually a good guy. There's not, like, Iceberg, of course, isn't gonna mention that right now. They beat up their friend and stole 200 million berries, so Iceberg's like, okay, I don't want to get too involved, but maybe I'll just head down to the Frankie house where those lunatics are going, and maybe I can mitigate the situation before anything too violent happens. After all, Iceberg knows that Frankie knows how to fight, and there's a lot of Frankie family members. And as I've explained before, he kind of likes these lunatics, so he wants to go down to the Frankie house to make sure that, just make sure no one gets hurt, because frankly, Iceberg is a fan of everybody involved. So Iceberg decides to go down to the Frankie house, and he gets there just in time to see Luffy and the others doing a slow motion walk into the Frankie family hideout. And
oh my God, this was such fucking aura, dude. This was such fucking aura.
just behind them is their friend, which the Frankie family has beaten to within an inch of his life. Like, they stomped him out in everything. Usopp is in bad shape. So when Iceberg sees these bloodlusted, unhinged lunatics doing a slow motion walk into the Frankie family hideout, he knows there's nothing he can say or do to prevent what's about to happen. The crackhead politely knocks on the door, and then as soon as someone opens it, they just start swinging. Like, they don't ask...
Oh my god. That's crazy.
Any questions? They don't say what they're here for, nothing. They just start breaking literally everything. Iceberg cannot believe his eyes. They beat up every last homeless person inside the Frankie family hideout, and then just
they were so real for this.
destroy the entire building. Like, burned it to the goddamn ground. Nothing but dust remains around the decay of the shattered wreck. So Iceberg watched all of that, and he's like, you know what, I've seen enough. I'm going back to my mansion and do some mayor shit. I am not getting involved in whatever the hell is going on
no.
here. The only good thing that came from this is it looks like Frankie himself was not present at the Frankie family house. Otherwise, that whole thing would have gotten way more destructive. On his way home, Iceberg decides to go stop by the Mary to check on the Straw Hats, both to see this ship that they were making so much of a fuss about. But first and foremost, he wants to apologize to the Straw Hat member that the Frankie family beat up and stole from. I mean, he saw him stomped out on the ground, and Frankie did that, all right? So Iceberg wants to first extend his condolences and make sure that everybody's okay. And so when Iceberg gets to the Mary, he sees the same crew member that everybody just destroyed the Frankie family house over. He is screaming at the captain of the Straw Hats, saying they are going to have a duel at sundown. And so Iceberg's like, that was like 30 minutes ago you were balled up on the ground over there. What happened between now and 30 minutes ago maybe this is just what they do. Maybe they're so crazy, every time the sun goes down, they run the ones with each other. Maybe that's what's going on. So Iceberg decides to wait it out to see if this is serious before he actually talks to the Straw Hats. But Iceberg still thinks there's no way this is a serious fight. Like, they just beat up over 100 homeless people to save this guy. But when the duel starts, it is a very serious competition. Even the captain is surprised. He looks thrown off every time the long-nosed guy attacks him. And I gotta say, Luffy had to be pissed. Like, he must have been pissed. Like, imagine being Luffy in this fight.
I'd be fucking pissed too!
Fighting Usopp, and he is fighting harder than he has ever fought on any island that you guys have been to. Like, where is this energy when we are fighting for our lives and all those other islands, Usopp? Like, is it just prep time? Do we just need to give you prep time and that's all we need for you to lock in like this? But eventually, Iceberg watches as Captain Crackhead gives the long-nosed guy one good punch, and then it is all over. Captain then just starts crying, and in fact, everybody on the ship starts crying. It looks like the ship itself starts crying. Iceberg is just like, maybe I'll talk to him tomorrow. So Iceberg heads home for the night, and the next day, the leader of the Frankie family, Frankie himself, comes home to find out that a crackhead and his band of
You just come home, your house is like fucking destroyed, your family members are like half dead on the ground.
Chicks have beat up everybody in his house and then destroyed his home. So Frankie's like, all right, I don't know who this guy is, but he has got to be the biggest hater in the world. My God. Like, yeah, I stole from me, but goddamn, dude, my whole house? Jesus. Frankie is at this point in time just running through the streets looking for a crackhead and his friends. And eventually Frankie gets tired of looking for him, so he goes to the busiest section in all of Water 7 and he just screams out, "Show yourself, Mugiwara." And imagine being Frankie, okay? All of your friends were beaten up.
I don't know if he said that.
Your house was destroyed and you are looking for a crackhead so you can get revenge. You know he's crazy, but he could also be miles and miles away from you. So when you scream out, "Show yourself," you don't really expect someone to respond. So put yourself in Frankie's shoes. When you scream out, "Show yourself, Mugiwara," and without hesitation, like moments later, a crackhead in the crowd stands up, gives you his full name, address, and social security number, and he's like, "I broke your house. Now what?" So that introduction alone told Frankie everything he needs to know about Luffy's character. Frankie's not scared. He's still gonna run the ones with him, but in that exact moment, he knew he's crazy. He's insane.
This
Frankie's
guy
really
is
like that
nuts.
too, so he jumps down and they start fighting a little bit. And during their fight, this is when Luffy realizes that Frankie is actually a cyborg. So Luffy and Frankie are fighting all across Water 7, destroying everything that they can, until finally the fight is interrupted by Polly, Lucci, and all the other shipwrights from the shipyard. They jump in and attack Luffy, saying that last night Iceberg was shot inside of his home. And when he woke up, he said that the person that attacked him
all blaming the Straw Hats. Oh my God.
Was a person in a mask and Nico Robin of the Straw Hat Pirates.
Nah, because this was fucking crazy.
So all the shipwrights start beating up Luffy because they think he is responsible for the attempted assassination. So frustrated, Luffy runs to Iceberg's house to get more answers and see why people are saying that he's trying to knock him off. And at this point, an angry mob is formed because, again, everybody loves Iceberg and they think Luffy tried to kill him. So that lunatic does not discriminate. He's giving everybody the hands. But finally, Luffy breaks through all the crowds, making it to Iceberg's mansion so he can ask questions about Robin. What's up with all these lies I'm hearing? Why you got beef with Robin? What do you mean? They shot me last night. That's my beef. And she's a part of your crew, so I want you to tell me why you guys want to knock me off. Iceberg, think about it. You've known me for like a day at this point, right? If I wanted you dead, do you think I would send Robin to sneak into your house after you were already probably asleep? Or do you think you would hear me screaming your name as I run through the city until I make it to your mansion and just start breaking walls until I find you? Like, I don't even believe in doors. I think they're a waste of time. If I know which way I need to go, I just start punching. That is a good point. So Luffy's making some good points, but Iceberg still needs to play it safe. So he's like, listen, if you bring Nico Robin here, we'll call it even Stevens. I just need to get to the bottom of this. Luffy refuses and jumps out the window right before the angry mob bursts into Iceberg's room. So things aren't looking too good for the Straw Hats. Usopp is on his own. Robin is apparently an activated Russian secret agent. And on top of all of that, there is a huge storm heading for Water 7 called Agua Laguna. A storm so bad the entire town has to get ready for it so that everything doesn't get destroyed. But let's check in on Frankie. And at this point in the story,
like happens once a year, if I'm remembering correctly.
This is when we start to realize that he's actually a good person. He uses all of the leftover money that he took from the Straw Hats to pay for everybody's drink at a bar that he goes to, and even meets up with Usopp later when they're both taking shelter from the storm that's approaching.
Frankie is not real.
And this is when the two of them have a few drinks and bury the hatchet. Frankie even tells Usopp that he himself is actually a really good shipwright and he could take a look at the Mary if he wants him to. Oh boy, this ship sure has been through a lot. Let's see, we got some...
The calling Mary is literally a gift from Kaya, which makes sense why Usopp is so defensive over the going Mary. It makes a lot of sense, but it still hurt a lot.
Flash marks, some cannon fire damage, and the floor here is just gone. It looks like it... Wait a minute. Did you guys ride this ship into the fucking sky? Yeah, but only like once. This ship is literally held together with thumbtacks in a dream. So Frankie gives Usopp the explanation that he never got from any of the shipwrights earlier and breaks down exactly why the Mary cannot be fixed. And it's in that moment that Usopp
if I'm remembering correctly, it was that huge fall coming down from Skypiea onto the Navy. I was like, where was that arc called? It was like G8? Something. It was the quote-unquote filler arc that people say are the best filler arc. Yeah, G8. Yes! Okay, I remember correctly. Yeah, it was that one fall was pretty lethal because it wasn't like a safe landing into the ocean. They literally just dropped and it did a lot of damage.
How wrong he was to doubt Luffy. So Frankie and Usopp are having a bro moment. Meanwhile, the Straw Hats are being chased around all of Water 7. It's hilarious. They eventually decide to head back to Iceberg's house to look for Robin, and this is when everybody just gets split up, and Luffy's dumbass gets stuck in between two buildings. And
Zoro got stuck in a chimney.
the most ridiculous situation, like, it's so fun. How did you get there, man? And no, it's extra funny because the explanation he gives for why he's there is, quote, I was trying to jump off buildings like in Fast and Furious. So there you have it. He's blaming Vin Diesel for him being in this ridiculous
I don't even understand, like, how Luffy found himself in that situation. Like, how did you get in that
situation. Truly the stupidest person I've ever seen in my entire life. I love him so much. But meanwhile, back at the mansion, Iceberg is shocked to see that Nico, Robin, and the masked guy from earlier, well, they are back again to finish the job. But this time, they're accompanied by even more masked people. So all these assholes walk into the room, and they say that they're actually looking for the blueprints of the ancient weapon Pluton, which Iceberg has, and he's been suspecting that that's what they've been after this whole time. But before he can process that, these low-down, dirty bastards take off their masks, and Iceberg realizes that they're actually the shipwright.
I remember, like, having to pause during this watch of Water 7, my first watch. I remember having to pause and I, like, stared. I just, like, stared at my TV and I'm like, no!
Right, that he's been knowing for almost a decade. Kaku, Lucci, Bluno, even his secretary, Khalifa.
I can't imagine the amount of betrayal Iceberg must have felt in this moment.
We're all agents undercover trying to steal the blueprints for Pluton, and then they were gonna knock Iceberg off and blame it on the Straw Hats. So Lucci's evil villain looking ass explains all of this to Iceberg, and I know he was hot. I know he was pissed. I know he was looking at him like, you're evil? I thought you were just autistic. I thought you used the bird as
What the fuck?
Because you have crippling social anxiety.
What the hell?
Evil this whole time? Lucci clarifies that they are with the secret agency CP9, and like I said earlier, their whole mission has been trying to get these blueprints, and they knew that they needed to knock Iceberg off once they got those. Based on their intel, they know that if Iceberg doesn't have the blueprints on him, he would give them to someone that he trusts. And they know, because they've been getting to know Iceberg for this long, they know that the person that he would give them to would most likely be Paulie. But they already caught up to Paulie, and they beat him up, and they realize that he does not have the real blueprints. So they interrogate Iceberg some more, and to everyone's surprise, it's not Paulie that has the blueprints, but it's actually Frankie, the half-naked robot person. But Iceberg always keeps that thing on him, so he gets ready to shoot. But before he does, he has to know why Nico Robin is helping them. I mean, she is the
The reason why he kills me every single time!
demon child. Everything that he knows about Nico Robin suggests that she would never work with the world government in a million years. And that's when Robin reveals that she is doing all of this to save the Straw Hats. She is getting an ancient weapon for the world government that's probably gonna doom the entire world to ensure that her new friends are safe from the world government. Which Iceberg hears that and he's like, that's really endearing, but it is terrible news for the rest of the world. So all of this
She loves them so much, she did not fucking care if the entire world exploded as long as her family, her friends get to live.
is happening, and it's just a really dire situation. CP9 now knows that they need to be looking for Frankie, so they have no more use to keep Iceberg alive. So Iceberg is laying on the ground singing I Need a Hero from the ending of Shrek 2, when suddenly
I don't think he did that, but you know what? I'm gonna pretend he did.
that crazy-ass crackhead breaks through his wall and enters the room.
We
And
love crackhead!
at the same time, a swordsman that Iceberg has never seen before slashes through his door, and the rest of the Straw Hats enter the room. So Iceberg is both relieved and confused, because the door wasn't even locked. They could have just walked in here. Walk away, Mugiwara. Why is... Oh, please, God, tell me you're evil. Please tell me you're the main bad guy of this arc. I don't even want to know the context of what's going on right now, okay? You opened your mouth, and I'm about to crash out.
I want to shit on him. To crush him. Fuck Rob Lucci.
So Luffy and Zoro start fighting, but it looks like Lucci and Kaku are in a whole other league. All of CP9 does a team attack on Luffy, and Zoro moves in to help, but unfortunately, no one on CP9 is black, so Zoro can't win. They whoop every...
What? Oh my god.
everybody's ass before they can even talk to Robin. And after everybody's already whooped...
not Race Hunter Zoro! No!
Lucci decides to flex on him a little bit and show everyone his leopard form. He does this to show Luffy how vast the gap is between them and that there's no way Luffy could ever beat Lucci, which is something that becomes really funny sooner than you'd think, but whatever. Like, he is feeling himself so much, he takes this time to educate everybody on zone devil fruits and why they're the best devil fruit you can have, which, again, is so funny when you know the truth of the situation. Look, no spoilers, but... Lucci's
no
an
spoilers.
idiot. But obviously, Luffy doesn't care who you are or where you come from, all right? He's still swinging on you. So he punches that leopard bastard right in the face, but unfortunately, Lucci is in another league at this point in the story. Lucci whoops everybody and sends Luffy and Zoro flying into the city. So Rob Lucci and the Goon Squad...
Fuck Rob Lucci.
Set Iceberg's mansion on fire and then go off into the city looking for Frankie and the blueprints for Pluton. They find Frankie and Usopp, beat both of them up, and take them hostage, put them on the sea train headed
I have a
towards
question.
Enies
Zone
lobbies.
is the one, I'm sorry, I'm still trying to remember. So Logia is the elemental ones, and then Zone are the ones where you transform into like something else, right? So when I think of Zone, I think of automatically Marco. But I think his is like mythical Zone, right? Because he's a phoenix. If I'm remembering correctly. I am still learning my One Piece lingo. Yeah, Zone is the animal one. So Kaku and Lucci have it. Zone are shifter abilities. Got it. Yeah, Marco is a mythical because he's a phoenix. Marco's so cool. I like Marco. My little pineapple head.
So that they can interrogate them later. And just because he's an asshole, Rob Lucci even sends the Mary crashing into the sea. Like, they're for no reason.
My goodness.
He just does it because he wants to hurt Usopp a little bit more. Sometime later,
Fuck CP9.
Iceberg finally
I
wakes
have not watched Tekken. I've talked to him once. He was on the One Piece. I think he might have been on the podcast twice. He's like the One Piece encyclopedia. He's a pretty cool dude.
Up outside of his mansion. Luckily, he was able to escape, as well as the rest of the Straw Hats. And he wastes no time telling them what they don't know about the situation, like what Robin's true intentions are. And immediately, Nami is relieved, like, thank you for telling me that, Iceberg. We can win now. And Iceberg's a little bit confused, because he's like, you know, I just saw him whoop everybody. What do you mean? But he decides to go with Nami to look for Luffy and Zoro anyway. And when they finally find Luffy and Zoro, they are in the funniest positions imaginable. Luffy is stuck...
Zoro got stuck in a chimney.
In the same place he was before. And Zoro was stuck in a chimney.
This is peak. This is so good.
For some reason. It's like, what happened? And they never give an explanation for that. The last thing we see of Zoro, Lucci sent him flying and he was in water. Why was he in a chimney when we came back to him? His sense of directions are so bad, he wound up in a chimney? Jesus Christ. That might be the best Zoro gets lost. How does that even happen, man? But yeah, Luffy is stuck.
There's no fucking way Zoro is that stupid. But he is.
Between
I love my green-haired himbo.
The same two buildings, and I know in this moment, this is when he learned Gears 2. Luffy's stuck in between these two buildings while a massive storm is coming into town, and after all of these horrible things have just happened to him, his best friend left the crew after he crashed out on him for something that wasn't his fault. He has to say goodbye to the Mary because she can't go on. Robin flat out told everybody that they'll never see each other again. Like, in Luffy's mind, he just lost 3 crew members, the Mary, Usopp, and Robin. And he just got his ass beat by a leopard. Like, I know he was pissed in between those two buildings. Any face he could put to the hatred that he was feeling, he was putting it there, and he was definitely thinking about Rob Lucci. And all of that made his blood start to boil, and that's when Gear Second happened. I actually know this for a fact, because when Nami finds Luffy and she explains to Luffy, hey, Robin loves us. She's doing all of this because she wants us to live. She is sacrificing herself.
Oh my god.
For us. That is the last straw. Luffy channels all of that hatred and he pushes the buildings that he was stuck between apart. So Iceberg sees the crackhead Hercules and he's like, you know what, we can't let them get those blueprints, and I love Frankie. Look, screw it. I might as well put all my faith in these lunatics. Because Iceberg knows it's been a while since Lucci and the others left his mansion, and the Sea Train, in fact, has definitely already left Water 7. But Iceberg still has another trick up his sleeve, and that trick is another Sea Train. Like, Iceberg for real had a whole ass other Sea Train just waiting at the crib in case there was ever a Sasuke Retrieval Soul Society-esque situation going down. And this train can follow the exact route of the other train, so everybody's going to Eni's lobby. And so at this point, Iceberg has seen the truth of the situation. Everything that happened in the past few days has been really heavy. But he understands that the Straw Hats are not his enemies. In fact, if anyone can right these wrongs and prevent an unstoppable tragedy from happening to Water 7 and in fact the entire world, well, it might just be a crackhead and his band of lunatics. So Iceberg gives him the Sea Train and he sets him off, and we are on track for Eni's lobby. That about sums up the events at Water 7, and if you're thinking that's not everything that happens, well, you'd be correct. But I want to take another approach to talk about the events on the Sea Train. So
Sanji was MIA most of this arc, but my god. Did he fucking eat in that Sea Train?
You can bet your ass that's going to be the next video that we talk about. And we're following that up, of course, with Eni's lobby. And I'm just so excited to get into it. I really think this combo of arcs, Water 7 and Eni's lobby, it might be my favorite stretch of One Piece. Maybe and Whole Cake Island. I don't know. I have to decide. Either way, though, it was really fun revisiting this arc, and I can't wait to finish the other videos. Quick aside, though, another video that I'm working on is actually a video about our boy Jimmy Scoops. This video came out because of the Council of Goof over on my Patreon. I asked them which video they would want to see first between Water 7 and Jimmy Scoop's video, and I think Naruto and Bleach were in there too, and Water 7 won it. To be honest, I was really pulling for Jimmy because the next video on him is going to be Big Mom's Tea Party. It's going to be him, Big News Morgans, and Stussy. That's going to be really funny. I've been writing them all together, so I really just put the pedal on Water 7 to get it finished. But look, screw it. Look, check out this. That was done by the awesome and amazing Tenguki Arts. Look at this. Look at our boy Jimmy Scoops, and there's Big News Morgans and Stussy. Like, I am so ready to talk about the hilariousness that happens at Big Mom's Tea Party from the perspective of the real protagonists in my eyes, Jimmy Scoops, Big News Morgans, and Stussy. But it wasn't in the stars, so I'm definitely going to get the Sea Train is hilarious. That's going to be the next video that we have on the channel. That's going to be out next to round out Water 7. And then if I'm really feeling it, we're going to do Eni's lobby, and then we're going to put the Jimmy Scoops video out. But, you know, well, you guys let me know what you think. To be honest, like, it's going to be really funny, but also this is one of the best stretches in One Piece, so I would understand. So let me know what you want to see in the comments. But yeah, that's about it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being interested, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.
Oh god. I would watch the next one if it wasn't for the fact we do have Poker Rogue up on today's schedule. So we'll put a pause on One Piece Reacts. I think this is actually the first stream I've done like just strictly One Piece reacts. I think I threw like one or two in a past like react stream, but I don't think I have done one just on One Piece. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that, because I love One Piece. I'm still in the middle of Fishman Island right now. I've been slowly kind of chipping away at that, but we are gonna transition into playing some Poker Rora Nora Zoro, thank you so much for the follow. Wow, who owns this account? Oh my goodness, that's so funny. That was rad. Hell yeah. I love One Piece. One Piece is my favorite anime, and I really wish you I really hope if some of my viewers in here who have never seen One Piece, please go watch it. It's so good. I know it's a little overwhelming. Okay, I know it is, but my god. It is so peak. Alrighty, if you're in the YouTube chat, if you, I'm gonna be redirecting into the Poker Rogue room. So if you want to stick around for Poker Rogue, you'll get automatically redirected in there, and if not, if you came here for the One Piece reacting, thank you so much. I'll try to see if we can squeeze in some more One Piece reacting during my subathon, hopefully soon. So yeah. It's about the journey, not the destination. Exactly. This was a great reaction. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out. So if you're in the YouTube room, hold on quick. We're gonna go transition into Poke Rogue, and if you're Twitch, just hang on a minute while I get that set up. Alrighty, I'm gonna go redirect.